Alright, start recording. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show where Mr. Fennekin talks about anime and stuff. I haven't done this in a few months because I didn't do it last season. I didn't watch anything last season. Well, except I technically, well, no, I haven't even watched the second half of Frieren yet. So, nope, I didn't watch anything. However, this season we've got the return of Konosuba and Hibike. So, naturally, I have to talk about stuff going on this season. This nail's probably fucked. That's probably why it fell off. But I'm gonna put it up anyway, and if it falls again, then you'll just witness peak comedy. So there we go. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay. Now it's gamer time, boys. Oh, actually, I want to change my shirt. I forgot. Sorry. Why does this feel like cardboard? Boy, the YouTube version of this video is gonna really suck. But you know what? Fuck those guys. Should have watched it on Twitch, losers. Alright. Okay. Now it's really gamer time because we got the fucking deadbeat shirt. Bitches. You know, this, I forgot how much I paid for this shirt. It's not entirely out of the question to assume that this might be the most expensive shirt in my collection. Okay. So, now I can finally begin. First of all, apologies for whatever may happen in this stream because I'm just so goddamn tired and low energy right now that I might not be overly enthusiastic about some things. So, yeah. So if it seems like, I don't know, if I'm being a little extra dickish about some shows, I don't know. Sorry, just not in the best mood. I'm also going to try getting through this quickly, and I know I say that literally every time, but, like, for real, I really want to get this done in, at most, 3 hours. I'm really going to do my best to just scroll past some stuff, so I'm probably not going to be as in-depth about so many things. So how many shows do we have? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15... 18, 21, 4, 7, 33, 6, 9, 42, 5, 8, 51, 4, 55 shows. Yeah, I am not going to be going in depth about all of these. I'm just going to look at some of these, kind of look at the synopsis and be like, does this sound interesting? Maybe I'll watch a trailer, but yeah, that's a lot of stuff. I mean, and look, we all know that I'm not going to watch all of it anyway, so even the stuff that I actually actively say that I want to watch, I'm not going to watch all of it. Like I said, most of the reason why I'm doing this at all is because Konosuba and Hibike are back, and those are really important series to me. So that's what's going on. I will be back for impressions on Topod this season. I'm just kind of working that out with Panic, because I'm actually going to be away when we would typically do the episodes. We usually do them on, like, the last weekend of the month. But last weekend of the month, I'm going to be in Vegas, baby! I'm going to be in Vegas! Woo! I'm going to be in Vegas. I got my wristband for Sick New World at the end of the month, so that's where I'm going to be. I won't be around to talk about anime. I'm going to be getting my ass beat in a bunch of mosh pits. So, yeah. Okay, so anything else to mention? Probably not. I think we will just simply begin. Alright. So, first on the docket, I'm actually kind of amazed that actually, the one other thing I wanted to say is that, usually when I do these, I have at least, like, some knowledge of the season beforehand. Like, I'm not completely blind to everything. In this case, I am pretty much completely blind. I have no idea what's going on with anime. I didn't do this last season, and I literally have no idea what came out last season, aside from Dungeon Meshi and Solo Leveling. Those are the only two things that I know actually came out last season. That is how little I have been paying attention. Last season was kind of a sleeper, not gonna lie. That winter seasons are, well, winter seasons lately, for like the last couple of years, have been pretty stinky. Yeah, there was a time at like the end of the last decade where winter was a banger season every year, but yeah, not so much anymore, I guess. But they've also been made. We've also had like really, really good spring and fall seasons to kind of make up for that, I guess. Which is kind of like usually how anime operates. Spring and fall are usually the big seasons where all the big shows drop. A lot of two-core shows drop, and then they just get bled into the next season. So, yeah. So once again, I literally have no idea. I have absolutely no idea what's coming out in this, or anything about these shows, really. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants right here. So, again, aside from Konosuba and Hibike. So, I do see that there's a new season of Kimetsu no Yaiba coming out, and I'm kind of amazed that it's not the top show on the list. Wait, it doesn't come out until May 12th? Why the fuck is it coming out in May? What? Who do these guys think they are? Dropping a show in the middle of the season. How long is it? I'm going to assume that this is going to be like, is this going to be 18 episodes or something? Where like it's going to be 1.5 cores? Or is it just going to be 6 episodes or so? What was this prequel? Spring 2023. Wait, what was this? Wait, was this the... Oh, this was the 3rd season of Yaiba. I missed this. This is how little I know about Yaiba. Is it just a short arc? Okay. Alright then. Sure, whatever. I don't care that much. Why am I even talking about this right now? Konosuba Season 3 is coming out. And, man, that's a big deal to me because I have been waiting so long for this. Konosuba was the thing that I was, demanding from anime for years and years because the first 2 seasons came out in 2016 and 2017. I loved them to pieces. I put it at like my number 2 favorite anime of all time. I just adored this season. They did a movie in 2019 which I thought was a banger. Pretty much this season has been getting better as it's gone along. So I have been really, really excited for whatever future installments of Konosuba would come out, and then we got radio silence about this entire franchise. Of all of the things that Kadokawa has, Kadokawa, known money lovers who want to make about as much anime as possible. They want to make about as many isekai anime as possible. For some reason, this is the one series that they decided to not turn into a cash cow. This is the one season that they decided to just put on the back burner and say, nah, we don't need to make any more of this. It's like, what the fuck is going on with Konosuba? Why did we have to wait so long for more of it? They finally started bringing it back last year. We had a spin-off focused around Megumin, and believe it or not, I didn't even finish that because I actually didn't enjoy it all that much. Like, it was a fine show, I guess. It was okay, but it definitely wasn't like it didn't feel right. It's like this isn't the same thing. Where's the Megumin spinoff? There are so many fucking installments of this series now. I actually have no idea which one. Bakuenwo. Yeah, this was the one. Not exactly the grand return of Konosuba that I was hoping for, which is disappointing because Megumin is such an influential character for me. Megumin is literally the reason why I think witch hats are so cool. It's literally her. It's all in respect and tribute to her. Yeah, she's just one of my favorite characters of all time. So naturally, I thought that a season about her entirely would be great. And I did like the first arc with the Chunibyo Academy that she was at, essentially. But yeah, aside from that, though, it just didn't really feel right. Because what I love so much about Konosuba is the entire group chemistry. I think it has a very, very strong main cast of characters. And also just the way it does its world building. Like, people really do not appreciate how thoughtful and how thorough Konosuba's world building is, and how usually like weirdly practical it will be. Like there will be some weird idea that this show kind of has, but it will fit into the rest of the world so naturally that it's just like you just kind of accept it. It's like, yeah, all right, that's a thing that happens in this world, and everyone just has to deal with that, and that's just the way things go over here. It was really cool. But of course, and I've always argued about it because most people are always looking at this series like, oh, Konosuba, that's just rah rah explosion, darkness, titty, hi Kazuma death. It's like people always like focus on the character based memes essentially, but I'm always here to say, guys, there is so much more to this series. Like everything about Konosuba is a joke. Everything in this setting is some kind of joke. The way it is presented is a joke, with how it has this extremely loose and usually like deformed animation style just to make everything look goofier. It's hilarious. It's like super smoothly animated. You get like high frames per second Sakuga a ton in this show, but all the character models will just like turn into blobs, and it's just like, what the fuck are they doing? And it's hilarious. It's awesome. Hang on. Is that gonna? Oh, that does mess it up. Oh, sorry. Was doing something with messing with my windows here. Yeah, and I just love. I really do love just about everything with Konosuba. I love its sense of humor. I love its world building, and not only do I think the world building is great, but something that I've really thought about with Konosuba is just how influential this series is. I see so many isekai series come out and do literally just the same things that this series does, and no one notices because, like I said, people remember Konosuba for the most prevalent memes. Like, I was complaining about Eminence and Shadow, how there's kind of like this subplot of how the main character starts this super successful, like, world-defining business by selling things from the real world into their world. That's literally a thing that happens in Konosuba. Like, the plot of Konosuba is that it's the typical isekai reincarnation sort of thing. Guy gets killed, summoned to another world, has to fight the Demon King and all that. Except 99% of what happens in this show has nothing to do with fighting the Demon King. The Demon King is such a non-issue in this world that it's literally established that the village of people that Megumin comes from are so powerful that they can just kill the Demon King whenever they want to. And the reason why they haven't is because they keep arguing about what they're going to do with his palace when they do eventually defeat him. Like, it's like the Demon King has no presence in this world. He's like never even a threat, but that's supposed to be the ultimate objective. And it's great. And it's hilarious and awesome. One of the subplots in Konosuba is that Kazuma just reinvents the Kotatsu and a few other things from his own world. He brings them into this world, and then one of the, not really major characters, but one of the characters in the world says is an entrepreneur and says that he'll buy the rights to all of these things for like 300 trillion quadrillion gold or something, which would make Kazuma like the richest person in the world. And so like the second half of the season is just like, well, who cares about fighting the Demon King now? We can just live our lives, and we can hire people to defeat the Demon King for us. Why do anything anymore? It's great. Would you reinvent the Kotatsu for $1 trillion? I absolutely would. I absolutely would do that. And also the entire subgenre of isekai and reincarnation fantasies that are about characters doing mundane things, that's Konosuba. Konosuba literally invented this trope, and no one has noticed this for some reason. The first episode of Konosuba, again, establishing that they have to go on an adventure and then fight the Demon King, the first episode instead becomes Kazuma and Aqua getting regular jobs and then settling into them and just kind of living some everyday normal life. That's what happens in this show. It's just characters living just a quiet life for the most part and doing mundane tasks. Like, you know that meme of like, oh, people on Twitter will invent a person and then make fun of it. That's literally what Konosuba did. Konosuba invented a new genre of fantasy and then made fun of it. And then somehow that genre of fantasy was then later like actually developed. Like a bunch of other writers were just like, hey, let's actually do this but for real. So now we have 6 billion stories that are just, I'm in another world, but I'm working a regular job, or I'm just settling down and blah, 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 blah. Like, Konosuba did that first, and no one gives it credit for that. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, because, again, nobody fucking remembers this series. Because even though that only started, like, a few years ago, seemingly, everyone just quickly forgot about how, well, I guess everybody, I guess trends just change that quickly, where people forget everything within a couple of years. So, yeah, there's just a lot of great things that I have to say about Konosuba, and I'm super glad to see it back for real this time. I am hoping that the quality gets turned back up for this season, because I was kind of huffing some copium with the Megumin spinoff, where it just didn't feel right visually. Like, they've had a bit of a staff change. It's a new studio, but they already, like, the movie, okay, so Konosuba started off as a Studio Dean series. Then the movie was produced by JC staff, but it was all the same people. So it was basically a studio change only really by name. It was all the same people working on it. And that's kind of what's happening again, where the Megumin spinoff and now season 3 are produced by Studio Drive. And it's largely the same people, including the same guy who has been the director of it the entire time. However, they're listed as the chief director, and now there's another director who's kind of underneath him. And I assume what's happening here is that the original guy, Kanasaki, he's kind of like the Shinbo of the project, where he's kind of like, he's the top guy, but he's not really doing a lot of like direct work. He's more like influencing it, and then kind of like educating everyone beneath it, so that they can, you know, continue making it in his style and in his original vision, I suppose. Because nowadays he's doing Princess Connect. Like, that's essentially where he's been since Konosuba, I guess, went on hiatus. He's been doing the Princess Connect, which, by the way, has many visual similarities to Konosuba. I always loved when people were arguing about, like, the animation of Konosuba. It's like, no, it's just an untalented staff. They made it look like, it looks like shit because they just animated it like shit. And then you get Princess Connect, where the anime just looks gorgeous for the most part. But then you still get the ridiculous animation every now and then. It's like, oh, wow, you mean they could have just made perfect animation the entire time and chose not to because it's a visual style? Whoa, it's almost like I was right about this series again all along. Anyway, so this slight change in power, this slight change in the hierarchy, I didn't want to believe that it would produce much of a visual difference, but it did kind of in the Megumin spinoff. The Megumin spinoff just didn't feel right visually. Just felt a lot more stiff. It still tried to look goofy, but it was just kind of lower quality in general. Like, it looked actually bad, and not like, I mean, I don't want to say intentionally bad, but not like super, I don't know, not like super loose and fluid, but very like deformed in past Konosuba seasons. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe that was just a thing that was going on with the Megumin spinoff. I don't know. Panic has apparently watched episode 1, and he said we're so back, and he was the one who was like really harping on the first season and how not entirely great it looked, or not the first season, the Megumin spinoff. So if he's saying it's good now, then I guess that might be a good sign. Because yeah, the first episode is out apparently, because Crunchyroll's a fucking piece of shit company who has no security on their website after like fucking 15 years of operations. By the way, I'm blonde now. So yeah, apparently the first episode of Konosuba got leaked, because that's just a thing that could happen. Whatever. Fucking. So, I don't know. I'm just gonna watch this for a bit. Iris. Iris. It's Iris. Oh, I should. Oh. Okay. This little cut right here. It was okay. This where he's slapping the table right here. See, that's like a classic Konosuba cut right there. Okay, I'm feeling good about this. We didn't like get any of that in the Megumin spinoff. I'm starting to I'm getting my confidence back. I'm starting to feel good about this. I'm getting a good feeling about this, guys. All right. Okay. Yep. I've got a good feeling about this. I feel like yeah, I think Konosuba is actually back for real this time. Okay, anime of the year right here. Oh, dude. April 10th. All right, anime is finally saved. Anime will be good again on April 10th, 2024. Also, funny enough, this is 11 episodes. The first 2 seasons of Konosuba were 10 episodes each, and they were very evenly paced in terms of adaptation, where they had I'm gonna wear my headphones around my neck to piss off Panic. Actually, this is really tight. I feel like I'm being choked. The first 2 seasons, they both adapted 2 novels each, and then the movie adapted another novel. So they've literally been at a pace of 5 episodes per novel. So this one being 11 is interesting. I don't know if there's anything to really glean from that. I just felt like pointing that out. But yeah, okay. I'm so excited. Okay. Oh my god, Konosuba is coming back. Konosuba is back for real. My fucking goats are back. Oh, I'm gonna be so annoying when this comes out. I'm gonna be so annoying about this series. You're not gonna hear the end of it from me. Something I won't be too annoying about because I don't care that much is season whatever, 4, 3.5, whatever, of Demon Slayer. 3.5, because there's always like weird stuff going on with Demon Slayer. They've like done movies that then got adapted into TV shows, and it's like weird half seasons and stuff. I'm not entirely sure. The OP is by My First Story, along with Hyde. That's interesting. Hyde is like I think the guitarist of X Japan or something, or the vocalist of them. So that's pretty cool, and My First Story is a pretty big and popular band. This actually makes sense. This is actually a good choice. They'll put up a hype OP for Demon Slayer. I think that Demon Slayer is going to have a banger OP this season. That's what I think. Yeah. Aside from that, I don't really know anything about this series. I've only watched up to was it the 2nd season? What was the Black Market District or whatever arc that was? Entertainment District arc. That was this one. Yeah, I saw this one. I haven't seen anything beyond it. That was only the 2nd season. Why does this feel like this was like last year and it's only the 2nd season and we've had like 2 seasons since then? I don't know. Obviously, I'm not keeping up with this series. I don't think it's all that interesting. It's not really that bad or anything. I actually don't have too many reasons to hate it. I just find the storytelling of it so basic. And the characters range from mildly amusing to extremely fucking irritating, and then the animation is just like, ooh, look at me. The animation of this series is just it's pretty good hand-drawn animation and all that, and then someone at UFO Table opens up After Effects on their computer and just drops everything that they have in their effects folder onto the screen. And then people look at it and go, wow, it's so advanced. Oh my goodness, UFO Table, unlimited budget works. Which I don't even disrespect. I don't even really mean to disrespect too much or anything, because I get why people like that. People see that in Marvel movies, so they see that in anime. And it's like, whoa, it's like a big action movie that I would watch in the theater. And it's like, okay, whatever, guys. You can have that. There's way more. There's way more exciting things to be excited about, and there are also way worse things going on within anime to be pissed off about, so Demon Slayer just kind of exists to me. It's whatever. Will I watch it? Eventually. Not within the next 3 months, most likely. So, I'll leave it at that. Slime. Reincarnated as a slime. Season 3. I did not know this was coming out. This is exciting. Hell yeah. I am a big fan of Reincarnated as a Slime, except one downside. I have not finished season 2. I only saw the first half of season 2, and I remember it being really exciting. Um, Reincarnated as a Slime is a very interesting and unique series where the premise of it seems ridiculous. It's one of those. This is another series that this is another isekai that it kind of like invented a new subgenre within the subgenre where I got reincarnated as a very weirdly specific thing. And so you just kind of see that and you're like, oh, what is this even going to be about? Like, how do you make a story about that? So it's about a guy who died. He got truck-cooned. Or actually, he didn't get truck-cooned. He got like stabbed in public for some reason. And then he died. So a computer AI voice or whatever just like analyzes death and all the thoughts that he had while he was dying, and then turned them into attributes that he would gain in his next life in this fantasy world, and that resulted in him being a slime. It resulted in him in being a blob, but he's equipped with a ton of incredibly broken skills, particularly about creation. So he's able to like transform and do all these crazy things. And so it's one of those power fantasies where the main character is like stupidly overpowered, was like way stronger than everybody. And he ends up leading his own nation and all that, but it also comes with a lot of good where Rimuru, the main character, just kind of he kind of wants to rule the world, but he also wants to do it in a fun and peaceful way where everybody can live in harmony and collaborate with each other. Like he'll go to war with another nation and then kick their asses and be like, all right, we're friends now. You're gonna be part of my nation and we're gonna be cool and we're all gonna live happily and no one's gonna suffer ever. And it's great and all. It's like, okay, cool. So it's a power fantasy with a lot of feel good vibes. The world building is actually pretty interesting and unique. It's actually really strong. Like, it's very easy to describe this series in a way that sucks, but you watch it and it's like, oh, this is not bad. I remember watching the first season back in 2018. It was actually by the time I was watching, it was probably already 2019 because this was late 2018 when it came out. And I was watching some of it because. I just felt like watching something. But my thoughts going into this were, I want to watch an anime, but I don't really want to watch an anime that I'm gonna like have much of a response to. I'm not gonna really think about this. I'm not really gonna do anything in particular with this. I am just going to I just want to watch something. I just want to have something to look at and not think about, essentially. So I did that, and I just thought Slime would fit that bill. And next thing I knew, I watched like 6 episodes, and I'm like, that was a good show this is a good show that I'm watching. That was like surprisingly really fun and actually kind of thoughtful in ways that I didn't expect. And that's always just been my relationship with this. I always like watch Slime thinking, all right, I'm just going to watch a few episodes of an anime just for the sake of it. And then I just sink like 3 hours into watching 6 episodes. And I'm like, that was awesome. That was so much fun. That was so much better than what I thought I was going to get. Season 2 in particular, the first part of it really developed on the world building and the story in interesting ways, where essentially all that Rimuru is doing, it has some kind of global consequences that are not really foreseen, not really expected. And as a result, it's kind of creating some other much larger conflicts that get dropped onto them. And it's had some like really massive ramifications, like some crazy, insane, like heavy stuff starts to happen in season 2. Like, it actually starts to turn dark, and it's like, what? Like, what happened to my fun, comfy isekai? Now everything's like violent and not necessarily like horrifying, but again, just like really bad stuff starts to happen, but in a good way. It's like really fun and engaging and exciting, and so, you know, it starts to really up the velocity. That was as far as I got in season 2. I never watched the second part of it, so I'm definitely going to have to do that. And beyond that, I'm just looking forward to this because this has just always been such a roundly solid series. Pardon the pun, because it's about a very round character in their slime form, I suppose. But yeah, slime reincarnated as a slime is very good. Tensura is very good. I'll give it like an honorary PTW. Might as well. Like, I will watch this. I doubt season 2 part 2 is so bad that I'm going to be like, oh no, I don't ever want to touch this series again. And then there was also like a spin-off series that I think came out like a year or two ago, kind of in between these seasons. So that was pretty nice. Mushoku Tensei. There's another Mushoku Tensei coming out. When was the last part that came out? Was that fall? Oh, that was summer. I didn't know this was happening. I promise. I had no idea that there was another part of Mushoku Tensei airing this season. So that's great. I'm going to have to hear more about this crap. Well, I think I've made my opinions known about Mushoku Tensei by now, so I'm not going to dwell on this. Go back to the last part that aired, and that's how I feel about it. So, whatever. Boku no My Hero Academia Season 7. Incredible. This is such an inventive season right here. We're getting so many series that invented anime. We got Konosuba, which invented the subgenre of mundane tasks in another world. We got Reincarnated as a Slime, a series about that invented the weirdly, oddly specific reincarnation stories. We've got Kimetsu no Yaiba, which invented After Effects animation in anime, according to some people on Twitter. And now we've got My Hero Academia, which invented anime itself. Like, we would not be here if not for Boku no My Hero Academia. Incredible! I'm so thrilled. So many iconic series dropping all at once this season. Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ. There are 7 seasons of My Hero Academia now. They are, I believe the manga is fast approaching its end after quite a while. I mean, the manga's been going on for 10 years already at this point, so as weird as that might be to believe. So that's going to end soon, and I'm going to assume there might be like 1 or 2 seasons after that. But yeah, My Hero Academia is not something I've seen in a long time, though. I last saw it when season 5? Why is my thing so slow? Jesus. When the 5th season was coming out? Yeah, I only got halfway through it, though, because, man, was this season kind of balls. Like, I kind of had mixed opinions on My Hero Academia throughout the years. I loved it at the beginning. I even read the manga as it was kind of going along for a while. Got through, like, the first 100 chapters, which is essentially where they got to the All for One fight, where everybody says the series peaked. So I got to that. Loved the tournament arc, but in season 2, didn't love the Stain arc though. I like everyone really talked about the Stain arc like it was just the peak of like villain writing or something, and I'm just like, I don't know. I honestly don't even really remember what Stain did at this point. It's been so long, and it was and what I hated the most about it is that like it didn't have too much of a conclusion, but they would always be like, oh, but the ramifications of this would be so massive. We wouldn't know it at the time, but this is going to be so important later on. And it's like, okay, when are we going to get to see that? Because I think even in season 3, they were still referencing it. Season 3 had the big All for One fight, which of course everyone remembers. And then I don't remember what happened after that. Actually, what happened to the second half of season 3? I'm just now realizing that I have forgotten most of what happened in My Hero Academia. That's probably not good. I don't have great memory. Season 4, however, it's so funny to me because when the All for One fight was adapted, everyone's like, all right, this is the peak of the series. It's all downhill from here now. It's one of those series where I guess people just kind of got, I guess, jaded towards it. And just didn't like the arcs that came after it. And like I said, I don't remember what happened after the All for One fight in season 3, so that kind of makes sense. I do remember thinking, yeah, this series is it's not really as exciting as it was in the first couple of seasons. But then season 4 was interesting, where the people were kind of it was very contentious. People were really starting to say like, okay, this is where like My Hero Academia really falls off. And I get through the first half of it, which is the overhaul arc, and I'm like, that was by far the best thing that this series has ever done. That was so much better than everything this series has done. How long must we wait for Reincarnated as a Vending Machine season 2? What? I don't even know what that is. Oh, the vending machine. I remember that came out. Okay, hang on. Now I'm distracted by this, so I have to talk about it. I remember the vending machine thing. That was in fall, wasn't it? I don't even know what it would be called, but I would definitely remember the visual of whenever if I saw it, because it has a vending machine on it. Maybe it wasn't in fall. Was it in summer? I remember. Okay, yeah, here it is. So I remember this being a big meme in the community because obviously the title of it was just so ridiculous, and then it's a light novel series that always just kind of existed, and people were like just pointed out, be like, hey, this is a thing that exists. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that wild? Ha 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 ha. And then it got adapted into an anime, and it's like, oh, that's adapted into anime now. Crazy. And no one ever talked about it. I don't know anything about this series. I heard nothing about this. Is that for the better? I'm not really sure, but yeah. Anyway, season 7 or Billy My Hero Academia. Just loved the overhaul arc. That's just all I really need to say. I thought it was a great change of pace for this series because it didn't feel quite so action heavy, and it actually did start to, I think, flesh out the world in terms of like how quirks work and how, I guess, society interacts with them, I suppose. Because like the big conflict with this arc was that this young child had like this very special quirk that like couldn't be seen by other people, or it was like dangerous to society or something, and it was really freaking cool, and Overhaul was just a great character. And again, the tone of this series, like they actually really like toned it like a drama. Essentially, it didn't really feel like I was watching an action series. It was like I was following it literally felt like I was watching a crime drama for most of that first half. I thought it was really well done. And then the second half of that season was even more toned down, where there wasn't really much of a conflict. It was actually about the school, and it got to flesh out some of the characters that we haven't seen too much of, and it was sure a lot more mundane, I suppose, but it still, I think, fleshed out characters and their quirks really well, and how these quirks can develop and interact, and just like what they like are essentially. I thought it was really, really good. I thought this was a very good installment of this series. I'm like, why did everyone say that this is where it fell off? This is My Hero Academia has never been better beyond this. Season 5, however, this is where it started to fall off, because the first half of it was just so tedious. It was like, it felt like filler. It literally felt like filler, and I'm sure that it isn't filler, because I think this is something that happens in the manga, but it's just, the first half is just, here's one class of characters and their quirks, and another class of characters and their quirks, and they just fight each other. It's just a gauntlet of fight after fight, and they try to make the scenarios interesting and all that. They try to, make it so that everybody can have a unique quirk, and they get to interact with them in kind of cool and clever ways. But it was really boring to watch. There was like no story progression, basically no character progression. It was not great. Gentle Criminal. I forgot about that. Yeah, Gentle Criminal and his weird his weird Oppai Lolly daughter. That was kind of creepy, but yeah, good characters. Yeah, season 4 of My Hero Academia was kind of peak, not gonna lie. But season 5 was just like, okay, here's just Hiroaka fights, essentially, and it kind of embodied what my least favorite thing about this series is, where it just has so many characters. Like, there's like, I kind of think that was supposed to be its strength, where it's about this class of 30 different characters, and all of them would be unique, and they would all have their own powers and all of that. But it, like, you very quickly realize that not all of them are created equally, but the show will still give them screen time as if they're supposed to be equal. Like, no one gives a shit about Mr. Belly Button Guy. His power's stupid. This character's a meme. He does not need an entire fight. He does not need an entire episode. It's like, why am I watching this? I don't care. Like, half of the characters in this cast could be removed and no one would care. No one would bat an eye, and it would only make the story more efficient. But yeah, so I didn't like that, and I haven't continued it beyond that because I just haven't had too much motivation. And since then, another series dropped. I didn't see it at all. But holy shit, the score jumped up way high, though. 8.3? Wait a minute. That's literally the highest score of this series. What? Maybe My Hero Academia didn't fall off. Because another thing I also hear is that the first couple of seasons of My Hero Academia, and I do believe this is true, the first couple of seasons of My Hero Academia had insane production value. Like, this was groundbreaking. Like, people don't really realize this nowadays, but when My Hero Academia's first season came out, this was a huge deal. Like, we had not seen Happy Easter to the two people that just showed up. Okay, I think I might be getting spammed right here, but whatever. Happy Jesus Transitioning Day or whatever, Trans Visibility Day. So My Hero Academia coming out and being this 13-episode adaptation of a Shonen Jump property. Like, this was the thing. Shonen Jump weekly properties were not really known for having quality adaptations because they were usually made to be these long-running series that would just go on forever. So My Hero Academia coming out and just being 13 episodes and adapting the manga at a very slow pace, only like 1 or 2 chapters per episode, but having absolutely peak top-notch production values, that was like, we've never seen that before. It's like, oh my, like imagine all of the best parts of like Naruto or Bleach or One Piece, you know, where like the best episodes of those, but imagine if that was just the entire show. It's like, okay, great, awesome, this is so freaking cool, and everyone was so hype about that. It really exploded with season 2 with that tournament arc, and then yeah, and season 3 kind of, but people kind of say that started to, you know, drop a little bit. Be sus or bus, what the fuck's going on? Am I getting rated or whatever? What are you guys talking about? Is this a meme? Because I'm not really playing along with it, sorry. So yeah, so over time, I guess the quality of the production for MHA dropped a bit, and yeah, there just wasn't too much to talk about or celebrate. And it's kind of funny where it's like, I guess it fell off to the point where it just kind of became average in quality. But I also think that what people don't realize is that those early seasons of Hiroaka and the way people responded to them, the way people responded to them, I think that really inspired Shonen Jump and its producers to be like, hey, let's do this for like every one of our properties moving forward. Instead of making these long-running series, let's actually give them like proper adaptations on the level of My Hero Academia. And then that inspired, you know, Kimetsu no Yaiba to be super top quality. That inspired Neverland to be top quality the first season. Okay. What's going on here? Hang on. All right, what was I talking about? I don't really care anymore. Yeah, My Hero Academia. It is what it is. But I'm guessing season 6 got really good though, because it has such a significantly higher score than basically everything else. It adapted 70 chapters of the manga. Actually, that makes sense if it's 25 episodes, and that's like 3 chapters. Okay, I thought at first I saw that and I'm like, wow, that's crazy fast pacing, but then it's like, oh yeah, the series is long. Yeah, not really sure what to say beyond that though. I'll watch this eventually. I just got to catch up to it. Maybe that'll be my project for this season, catching up to all the stuff that I've missed over the last couple of years. All these series that I used to keep up with but haven't for the last couple of years. Here's another one. Wow, this never came out. Are you serious? What? Wow, that's hilarious. So, Misfit of Demon King Academy is back again. This is kind of funny because the first season came out in 2020, and not long after it finished, they announced that it was going to get a second season, and they announced that it was going to be split core. They said that it was going to be a 2-part season 2. So, great, awesome. And so the first part came out, and actually the first part came out, but I think it started to come out, and then they said, "Oh no, COVID outbreak in the studio," and then delayed it by a few months. And part 2 was like nowhere to be seen at all. So where did it go? I don't know. My opinions of this so far, though, I don't really have any. I thought the first season was really good, actually. I thought this was a very fun take on power reincarnation isekai fantasies, where the main character is just so laughably and comically overpowered that he does stuff that you won't see in any other series. Like, he'll kill a guy in 2 seconds. He'll kill a guy instantly. It won't take any time at all, and then he'll bring him back to life just to kill him again, and just keep doing this just to prove a point to people. Like, he just fucks with people in ways that you will not see from anybody else. It is the ultimate power fantasy. Like, he is the absolute Chad Kino god of overpowered power fantasies. So it's really cool, but the story of it is that he's the Demon King that was recorded, or supposed to be recorded, by history. He willingly kind of stepped down so he could let the did I pull an IGN? Whatever that means. Yes, probably. I gave everything a 8.5 out of 10. Too much water. So he's the Demon King that's supposed to be recorded in history, and he willingly kind of stepped down so he could allow the world to just kind of live in peace. He's like, I'm tired of fighting. I don't really care about this anymore. You guys can have fun. So he went into a slumber for 1,000 years, came back, and has realized that history actually did not record him properly. Now that there's actually a different Demon King that is known in history, and so he's like, okay, well, this is some bullshit. I'm going to be a part of this system and show everybody that I'm actually the real Demon King. So he enrolls in the, Demon King Magic High School or whatever. Oh, yeah, it's not actually an isekai. Oh, fuck, that's what you mean. Oh god, I'm such a fraud. It's a fraudulent isekai. That's the new trend of isekai, fraudulent isekai. It's not actually an isekai, but people call it an isekai anyway. So he's now part of the school that's supposed to be teaching everybody the wisdom and the workings of the Demon King, and he's like, fuck you, I'm the real Demon King. And he's so much stronger than everybody that he's kind of starting to build an army of bitches that will just align with him, and they're like, yeah, he's the real Demon King, fuck whoever we're supposed to believe is in charge. And it's cool because as edgy, like this show is so laughably and hilariously edgy, but it also is, it also in a weird way is almost like Slime, where the main character's objective is just for everybody to just kind of be cool with each other. He's just like, I don't really want to, do a whole lot. All I really want is to just have my reign in history back. Like, that's all I just want to set the record straight that I am the Demon King, and whoever says he's the Demon King is not. And that's really cool. So for as ridiculous and edgy as this is, the main character is actually really nice to people who respect him and kind of, align with his vision. Yeah, he yeets a castle in the first season. It's hilarious. There's like some school thing, where it's the main character's team versus another team, and they fortify themselves in a castle. So he just lifts up the castle and fucking throws it. It's a yeetsekai. Yeah. So yeah, Demon King Academy. It's a very fun show, and also surprisingly well written. Like, you wouldn't expect that either, and there's a very weird and complex but very well executed plot twist in the first season that caught me and Sinris off guard when we watched it. And it's like, yeah, this show's got gas. This show has gas, and it's weird how people look at this and just say, oh, it's just another trash reincarnation power fantasy. It's like I mean, I get why people would say that, but I promise that there's actually a lot more to it than what people really say. This show farts. That's right. It do be farting. So yeah, but over a year later, we're finally getting that second half of the second season that was promised, which almost makes me wonder what the fucking point was of splitting it into a second part. Just call it a third season at this point. Whatever. We'll watch this when I watch the first part of season 2. So yeah, there's that. Okay, we have an adaptation of Kaiju number 8. Now this is another Shonen Jump Weekly property, I believe. I'm right about that. Oh fuck, it's Shonen Jump Plus. Never mind. I kind of thought I was wrong as I was saying that, but I just wanted to believe because it's so popular that I just assumed it was Shonen Jump Weekly. I know nothing about it though. It's kind of interesting. I remember like when it first came out, people were really like, "Oh man, this is like the best series. This is the best manga series ever." But I haven't really heard much about it beyond those first couple of chapters. So, yeah. Interestingly enough, my brother-in-law that I live with actually got a volume or 2 of it, so that is available to me. I just never sat down to read it. There's Kaijus, and he's the 8th one. It's so deep. Cool. Endless 8. Alright, so we're going to do some synopsis reading now. Grotesque, Godzilla-like monsters called Kaiju have been appearing around Japan for many years. To combat these beasts, an elite military unit known as the Defense Corps risks... What a crazy name for them. Risks their lives daily to protect civilians. Once a creature is killed, sweepers working under the Professional Kaiju Cleaner Corporation are left to dispose of its remains. Kafka Hibino, a 32-year-old man, is unsatisfied with his job as a sweeper. From a young age, he has aspired to join the Defense Corps and kill kaijus for a living. This is Attack on Titan. This is what this is. That's what this is, isn't it? That's literally just Eren Yeager. I wanna be the guy who goes outside the walls and actually kills the Titans. That's what this is, isn't it? They just reinvented Attack on Titan. After a few failed attempts, however, he gave up on his dreams and reassigned himself to the mediocrity that provided a decent paycheck. Nevertheless, when an ambitious 18-year-old recruit named Leno Ichikawa joins his cleaning team, Kafka is once again reminded of his desire to join the military, to join the Survey Corps. Following a chain of unfortunate events and an interaction with the junior sweeper, Kafka encounters a parasite-type kaiju that forces its way through its mouth, turning him into a humanoid monster. With it, he turns into a Titan. And it is production IG. Holy shit, dude! They got they can't get Tetsuya Araki anymore because he's Wit Studio now. With his newfound powers, Kafka aims to give his lifelong dream of a final try. Isn't Kafka the guy who wrote Metamorphosis? I'm gonna assume that's like the parallel right here. It's so deep. It's so deep. I fucking forgot about this. They got fucking Youngblood to do the OP and One Republic to do the ED. That is yeah, I mean, this isn't unprecedented for what it's worth. It's not like anime has never reached out to like non-Japanese artists to do anime songs, but it's just so fun. Like, usually you don't get something so high profile like this. Like, I wouldn't imagine a Shonen Jump property having non-Japanese artists to do the credit songs. I never read Kafka. I never had to read the Metamorphosis in school, unfortunately, because I took AP English, where we read more boring books like The Awakening and the fucking Scarlet Letter. Biggest waste of time I've ever spent. There's a letter in the sky. Holy fuck. So who is directing this big ass project? Guy who's done storyboards. Ooh, this could be interesting. This guy directed Onihei, which was not great. That was so it's weird how this is the one thing that I know from this entire list, because no one has seen this show. Onihei was this kind of a side, not even a side project. It was the first project by Studio Mchu, which is the studio by Maruyama, who is the original creator of Studio Madhouse, who then eventually left Madhouse because he didn't like the way the studio was headed direction-wise. So he founded Studio Mappa after that. And then he left Studio Map because he didn't like the direction that studio was going in either. So now he's at this thing called Studio M2, and they just kind of put out this thing called Onihei, and it did not look great. It would try to have like crazy flashy animation, but you could tell they definitely did not have like either the resources or the manpower or the time to make it look great. So it kind of came out really underbaked. And years and years later, so this guy's goal now, Maruyama's goal with M2 is just to do whatever he wants. He's like, I made this studio so I can adapt my favorite things into anime. That's all I want to do at this point in my life. So they did Onihei, and then they announced that they were going to do Pluto. They were going to do this. They were going to do an anime adaptation of Pluto, the Astro Boy kind of spin-off or alternate universe thing by Urasawa, who's the creator of Monster. And people were really excited about that. They announced that all the way back in 2017. And literally, 6 years went by where they didn't say anything about the project. No updates whatsoever. In fact, there was even one point in like 2022 where there was kind of like a scare, I guess, because someone saw that there were production materials of Pluto for sale on a public website. So people just assumed the project died and fell through. But Maruyama was on Twitter and he's like, yeah, I'm still working on Pluto. Like, it's going to happen eventually. But people were like, why? Like, what happened to this? It was so long since it was announced. And it never came out, and just nothing was going on. And then finally in 2023, just out of fucking nowhere, they drop a whole ass trailer. They're like, we were working on it the entire time, guys. Calm the fuck down. we just took our time with it, and we're a small studio, but we did it. And they put it out, and it was like, all right, fucking rad. I didn't finish it, but I did watch most of it. It was good. I liked it. Anyway, that was a detour right there. Yeah, but I guess the guy who has worked under Maruyama, he is now going to be doing this series. So that's pretty cool. That should be very interesting. Who is the other director that is on this? This guy has done some storyboarding for some very good stuff. Chainsaw Man, Mob Psycho, Carolyn Tuesday. Okay, sure. Yeah, they're probably going to have some really cool people on this. We like to see that. Does Youngblood have more credits on here, or they? Okay, no, he just has a very elaborate. He just has a full Mal profile because he's Youngblood. Yeah. Yuta Bando is doing the music. Okay, pretty new composer. I haven't seen. Oh, okay, hasn't done much, but he did provide music for The Boy and the Heron, so that's pretty cool. Shinji Kimura. I feel like I've heard of this guy. Art director. Oh, art director for, well, not all of Kekkai Sensen, but some Kekkai Sensen stuff. And Dorohedoro. Hell yeah. We're finally going to get new Dorohedoro eventually. Super excited for that. Yeah, they probably got a good staff on here. We'll check out this PV here. Alright. Yeah, this seems pretty cool. I like. There was a very hype little, like, transition here, right? Or not even transition, just cut. Oh, that's so fire. Yeah, pretty cool. I mean, it's Production IG, so you can generally trust them to, bring up the quality. It's interesting because Production IG hasn't done like a lot of seasonal anime lately. Although they did Heavenly Delusion last year, didn't they? That was them, right? Oh, they do great. Yeah, they did do Heavenly Delusion. I was about to say, oh no, never mind, they didn't. But yeah, I forgot they also. Oh, whoa, Great Pretender. The new Great Pretender only has a 6.9. Oh, Oh, no, it was only 4 episodes. I thought this was like a full ass season 2 of Great Pretender. It's only 4 episodes. Okay, wow. I thought there was going to be more to that. No wonder why I heard nothing about this. This just like came out of nowhere, and it's like, whoa, more Great Pretender, and then it's like, yeah. Everyone was just like, okay, sure. It's a movie in 4 parts. Oh, there is a season 2 coming out? How are they going to do that, though? Whatever. Okay, sure. Well, that aside, this looks good. This looks pretty cool. I bet it will be fun. The thing that surprised me... Oh, they did do Aoashi. You're right. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's a show I planned to watch all the way back when it aired, and didn't do that. Sorry to Senris. I was supposed to watch it for their sake at the very least. That never happened either. And then Sinris and friends did a whole podcast about Awashi, and it never came out because the audio got corrupted, and there's just nothing we can do about it. So, yeah, Awashi is a massive calamity. Oh yeah, you were on that podcast, Minds, weren't you? Yeah. The thing that I noted from that trailer, the thing that kind of surprised me, is that you read the synopsis and it seems very serious and dark. And then you watch a trailer and it actually seems like a very upbeat and fun show. But I guess that makes sense if it's Shonen Jump, but not like the weekly Shonen Jump. Although I guess at this point Shonen Jump Weekly isn't like super bright and peppy like it always, well, not necessarily always was, but like Chainsaw Man being in there is like, yeah, that's not that's a pretty dark series right there. It's not a whole lot of shonen goofiness, although it is, but just in really edgy ways. It's hard to explain, but in any case, Kaiju number 8 probably looks really good, and I bet it will be good. All right, there's a new season of Date A Live. 5th season of Date A Live. Hell yeah. I have no strong feelings about this. I think season 4 came out, and we talked about it on the podcast back then because we had a guest that actually did watch it, and it was hilarious. And I learned a lot about Date A Live back then because I never, like, this was the first time I actually like looked at the series and was like, I have no, like, what is the series even about? And I noticed that it has my favorite character of all time, which I mean, who I knew was going to be a good character because her design looks like she's a good character and would definitely appeal to me. But then I realized her hobbies are killing people and she likes cats. And it's like, yeah, and then I've heard from Date A Live fans that it's like, yeah, this is easily the best character in this series. She like carries this franchise, and I'm like, good to know. Hell yeah, that's all I need to know, frankly. The streets remember when Kurumi won the R Anime Waifu Wars. Yeah, I think that was last year, wasn't it? Kurumi won the Best Girl contest on R Anime, which was very obviously botted, but it just like at this, like, we're past the need for that contest at this point. It's like what's even the point of it anymore? Like, because I was complaining back then, I'm like, you either get two outcomes with the Best Girl contest. You either get the very obvious answer of who is the most popular waifu, or who has been the most popular waifu of the last year or two, which would be like Mai Sakurajima or Marine Kitagawa, or you get some complete fuckery that just destroys the integrity of the contest, which was Kurumi. It's like, either we get the predictable result that everybody's just like whatever about, or you get the unpredictable result that everybody hates. So it's kind of a farce at this point. Anyway, Date A Live, yeah, 5th season, probably pretty cool. Maybe it's one of those things that I've always said, like, one day I would love to sit down and just watch this thing and just have a ball with it, I guess. You know, this is probably something that I would watch while taking edibles and be like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but dang, do I like it. And then I'll completely forget about it the next day, because that's what I do when I eat edibles. I forget everything that I have that I consumed in the last like 12 hours. That's why I haven't finished Frieren, because I watched the first half of it while on edibles, and then I like tried continuing, and I'm like, what the fuck did I watch when the last time I did this? And so I had to rewatch the whole thing. So yeah. Okay, speaking of best girl farces in the R Anime contest, here's Hollow. Hollow is back. So Spice and Wolf is back, guys. They said it couldn't be done. Spice and Wolf has returned to anime for the first time in, I think, 14 years. And what I believe is going on is they're restarting. I think that they have just decided to kind of like the old adaptation is there. It exists, of course, but wow, it was 2009 when the second season came out. Jesus, I thought it was 2010. So I think that they're just kind of coming back to it and just saying, you know what? It's been so long since we last did a Spice and Wolf that we might as well just start over, reintroduce this series, because people nowadays don't fucking remember this show. Or they do remember it, but it's just like nostalgic, and because it's nostalgic, you can get away with restarting it. So, one of those things. Or maybe it's like a soft reboot type of thing. Well, I don't know if you can do that with like pre-existing content, because it's an adaptation. The old one skipped a bunch of stuff. Maybe it'll be like the Fruits Basket reboot. Yeah, this could be like the Fruits Basket thing where, they just start over and do a more complete adaptation. It could be like the Full Metal Alchemist thing. Studio Passion saw Hollow being naked, was like, bet we're making it. Hell yeah. That is Passion's calling card, drawing naked women. That is definitely a thing they would do. Yeah, I never watched Spice and Wolf though. Like, to be completely honest with you, I had to avoid this because there was a time in like the middle in the 2010s up until like the middle of the decade where I was hanging around a lot of people that really just automatically assumed I was a furry because of the whole Fennekin stuff and all that. They just assumed that because I decided to make my online iconography about a fox Pokemon, that just means I'm a furry and I'm attracted to fucking animals or something. So with Spice and Wolf, I'm just like, I can't watch this because if I do, even if I say that I hate it, I will never hear the end of it. So I had to avoid it at all costs. At this point, I know how to stand up for myself more, so it's like I give less of a shit. And no, I'm not a fur, you fucking piece of shit, Panic. Just ignore the 17 Fennekin on the couch over there, okay? It doesn't mean anything. So, yeah, so maybe I will watch this one. If liking Hollow makes me a furry, then I'll take the allegations. I guess some people would do that. Some people really do like Hollow, but I don't know. I know nothing about her. Oh, they're making a VTuber of her, by the way. They decided to really bring Hollow into the modern age. They're like, there's an entire company about Hollow being live. Well, why the fuck are we not doing that? That's our job. So that's pretty funny. So yeah, there's gonna be a Hollow the Wolf VTuber now. Like, you commission one persona and you're suddenly a furry. Yeah, like, dude, spending $2,000 on a fursuit doesn't make you a furry. Like, what? People are so judgmental these days. People really jump to conclusions. It's not. It's like what do you want? I designed the whole thing myself. I paid an artist thousands of dollars to have this entire suit printed out with realistic fur and ears and feet and facial features. Why does that make me a furry? Okay, I don't get it. What the hell am I even talking about at this point? Spice and Wolf is back. I'm going to wait to like definitively say if I should plan to watch this. I'm going to like actually find out what this is. If this is like a total restart of the Spice and Wolf franchise, then I probably will just simply watch it because, again, like I said, it would be useful to me to watch the old series just for the sake of saying that I've done so. But at the same time, it's like this one's just going to exist and overwrite it, and they'll probably continue it from beyond that. So rejoice, everybody. In 3 to 5 years, we will finally get Spice and Wolf Season 3. It just won't be the old Spice and Wolf. It'll be this Spice and Wolf. No context, Maz. Oh, great. I'm going to send that to all of my friends that thought I was a furry a few years ago. It's going to be 24 episodes, too. Okay. It doesn't say that on my anime list, but good for them. Yeah. In fact, maybe they won't make season 2 or season 3 because they'll just get it done in 2 24-episode seasons, which would technically be more than the last one because that was just 2 12-episode seasons. Yeah, that's how they settle this. Here's another thing that spent a really long time getting to season 3, Mahoka. So The Irregular at Magic High School is a light novel Magic Academy harem series that was very popular in the middle of the 2010s, and it was a Madhouse season. It was a Madhouse series, and it's basically the poster child of the meme of Madhouse never does season 2. Madhouse never makes sequels because this was a very popular series. It was a very successful series, and Madhouse were just like, nope. No thanks. We don't want anything to do with this anymore. We gave you 12 episodes, and that's it, fuckos. So, season 2, never, apparently. But finally, last year or the year before... Wait, this was 2020? What? What? This was that long ago? I thought this was like last year. No way. Holy shit. Okay, so 6 years after the first season came out, they finally came back with season 2 of Mahoka. They're like, finally, we'll do it. Shut the fuck up about it. And no one gave a shit. This thing, everyone was begging for this for years and no one watched it. When it finally came out, everyone moved on, and like the whole that trend of Magic High School Battle Harem series that was so popular in the 2010s, that shit's been dead for years. So this is not really, this doesn't have much of a market anymore. But I guess they're still going to continue 4 years after the second season. They're like, all right, we'll do season 3 of Mahoka. I wonder how long they'll continue this, because Mahoka, I just saw on the page, has like 35 volumes, 32 volumes. This was a long series. There's a lot of content to adapt right here. And they're only on season 3, so they're probably in like what, maybe volume 9, really optimistically. There's a part of me that simply assumes that popular things are never good. That's sometimes true. Not always, though. Yeah. Look at this cast, though. Look at this voice cast, though. This is such a 2010s voice cast. Saori Hayami, Kana Hanazawa, Maya Uchida, Satomi Sato. Like, so many popular voice actors that I don't think do a lot of stuff nowadays. Indexed at 22 volumes in 3 seasons. Yeah, but everyone hated that. Everyone hated the way the Index adaptation went, especially by season 3. Plus, everybody knows that the real content of that franchise is the Railgun series. So yeah, but yeah, season 3 of Mahoka exists. That's a thing. All right, here we fucking go. Here's some real anime right here. Yuru Camp Triangle, season 3. We've done it, guys. We have finally reached the 3rd season of Yuru Camp Triangle. 3 sides of a triangle, 3 seasons of this franchise. This franchise practically invented triangle anime, because when I was relatively new to the podcast, these people were not aware of how I like to make up joking names about some series. So we did a Q&A at the end of 2017, and I mentioned an anime called Macross Triangle, which I know is called Macross Delta, but because on my anime list it just appears as Macross Triangle, I just called it that. I'm like, it's Macross Triangle. That's what this is, and they thought it was hilarious. Like, it caught them so off guard. They was like, what the fuck did you call it Macross Triangle? So that was great. And then just a couple of months after I did that, Yuru Camp comes out, and there's literally a triangle in the title of it, so I keep calling it Yuru Camp Triangle on the podcast. And everyone's like, Moz, what the fuck is with the Triangle series? And shit you not, dude. This was so perfectly set up. When this came out in winter 2018, right? The very next season, guess what came out? All right. God, I have to look for it. God, it's so deep in the chart. It's so funny how I remember all this. Tachibana-kan Triangle. So, like, back to back, we get these massive triangle memes. All right, just back to back seasons, we get shows with triangle in the title, and it's hilarious. It is that is where the triangle memes all started from. So, yeah, 5.21 Mal, that's peak. Yeah. The best part about that is that I made everyone in the podcast watch that. I'm like, you guys have to watch Tachibana-kan Triangle, okay? It's the Triangle series. It's a peak series. You gotta see it. And then I didn't watch it. I like watched it while I was like doing stuff in my room or whatever, just like not actually paying attention to the show. And they were so mad. Like, you made, like, Tay on the podcast was like, you made me watch this terrible series and you didn't watch it. It was great. It was so funny. I fucking got their ass, dude. So anyway, yeah, Triangle series, Yuru Camp Triangle, peak, amazing. That's some deep podcast lore right there. I don't know why this shirt weighs like 10 pounds. It's so fucking heavy and it's so hot. I'm fucking boiling in my room, dude. Oh god. It's also like admittedly a little bit warm because it's 16 degrees Fahrenheit, assuming that's correct, or 19 degrees Fahrenheit. Actually, no, it is 16 degrees Fahrenheit, which would be what's 16 Fahrenheit? What's 16 degrees into Fahrenheit? That would be like that's probably in the 60s somewhere. I'm not doing the calculation in my head right now. Turning up my fan. No, I do want to hang on. 16 times 9.5, that would be like 30 or so, plus 32. That would be the 62, right? Someone look that up. I'm going to look that up. 16 Fahrenheit. 60.8. Close enough. Yeah. See, that's why I have it reading on my computer, so I can know both of them like a smart person. Anyway, okay, so actually to actually talk about this series, this is a very comfy, laid-back series about camping. It is a cute girls doing camping things. It has a very strong dynamic with the first two characters, the top two main characters, where you get this very low-key, very kind of down-to-earth, just mellowed-out girl, and then you get the very Genki, very peppy, energetic, and exciting girl who's like super enthusiastic about things. They're both like equally enthusiastic, but they just have different ways of showing it, and that's what I really like about this series. It's also very practical with its information. It gives the information a lot of very practical and informative advice about how to go camping, and the first season actually did spur this like trend, particularly in Japan, where people would like actually go out camping. Apparently someone somewhere started a forest fire as a result of it on accident, so I don't know whatever became of that, but that was actually a real thing that happened supposedly. So great job, Unicamp Triangle. Yeah, so that's all really cool. My gripe with this series, however, is that I feel like it's very uneven with its cast. I love the top two characters. Pretty much everyone else I can just do without. I find their personalities to be kind of grating and annoying, and I don't think they really add that much to this series. I would rather just this series be just Rin and Nadeshiko, and also Nadeshiko's sister, who is one of the hottest anime characters of all time. Make a show about her. She's listed as a supporting character. She should be a main character. Yeah, the glasses girl annoys me. This bitch right here is the ugliest fucking character design I've ever seen in my entire life. It's like, this is what I mean by uneven. Like, Rin, iconic design. She doesn't have the hairball in this picture, but everybody knows the hairball. Everybody knows like the hair ornaments. Iconic. Everyone loves Rin. We all love Rin. Nadeshiko, fantastic. The color design, the costume design in this anime for those two characters in particular, peak. Just so freaking good. And then you get this bitch, and it's like, what? Who was on crack while designing this character? Why is her hair that color? Why are her eyebrows like that? Why is her mouth shaped like that? She looks annoying. I want her to die. So, yeah. But yeah, it's a good series, and I still appreciate it. So I will watch this third season. Although I gotta say, the one thing that I'm a little bit annoyed by is that it's coming out in spring, and the past two seasons of Unicamp Triangle, as well as the spin-off that they made in between those seasons, Heya Camp Triangle, they all came out in winter. Like, this series for me has been synonymous with the winter season, because this would always drop in winter, and it felt so perfect. It would be this nice, warm, comfy season that even canonically within the series would take place during colder months. So it felt so perfect for that. Why is this coming out in spring? Like, it just doesn't have the same vibe. I could at least maybe understand if they wanted to bring it into summer, because I do believe that we're getting a bit of a stylistic shift with this one. Yeah, the character designs it's like there's a different art style for this season, and I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I guess I never had strong attachments to the original art style, but yeah, it looks like a different show now. I think there might have been a time skip. I think that's why they're doing this. Yeah, it does kind of feel like, I don't know, maybe a little bit was like lost. like a little bit of the old charm of the character designs were lost. Although I don't know, it does make me wonder, like, if the show just looked like this from the beginning, would we care so much? I'm not entirely sure. Like, I don't think I have such a strong attachment to the old designs that God, get the fuck off my screen. I don't want to look at this. I don't want to look at that girl. Like, I don't really know. Like, if it always looked like that, maybe we wouldn't care so much about that style, but it is what it is, I guess. I don't really think it's going to be that big of a deal, to be completely honest. I think people will be a little upset, but then we'll just kind of move on, and everyone will be like, "Yay, Unicamp Triangle is back! What a great series!" All right, so let's move on to this one. This looks like not Koito Uso, Bloom Into You. This looks like the exact same show as Bloom Into You. Is that what this is? Oh, this is Bloom Into You. No. This is Bloom Into You, guys. It's the same show. How'd they get away with this? Why can't we just get a season 2 of Bloom Into You? Look at them. They're the exact. Look at these. The character designs are the exact same. You got the tall girl with the black hair. You got the short girl with the orange hair. Oh, actually, wait a minute. I just realized that like every light novel series has this dynamic. Fucking Origairu did this. But the uniforms are... Even the uniforms are really similar to Bloom Into You, though. They have, like, the exact same uniforms. Yeah. How'd they get away with this? Okay. So, I already know where this series is going. Girls Love, Guitar... Yeah, Cloud Hearts. What is this studio? I've never heard of this. They did Rail Romanesque. Wow. Specifically, Rail Romanesque 2. Haikyuu-ass dynamic. I don't know enough about Haikyuu to react to that joke. You probably made a really banger joke, and that's just flying right over my head, buddy. And they're doing another show that's later on in the season. Okay. Okay, Whisper Me a Love Song. Sasayaku yo ni koi wo utau. Yori Asanagi is a mature girl in many ways, but is still pure when it comes to romance. That sentiment is proven when an underclassman, Himari Kino... Oh, Kino? Oh, this show's Kino, guys. Suddenly confesses love to her after her band performance at the freshman opening ceremony. Hell yeah. Confused and surprised, Yori asks her friends for consultation, but they tease her by saying that she's experiencing love. Yori soon makes up her mind and tries to return Himari's feelings, but in a twist of events, she realizes that what Himari loved was not her, but her music. Oh, get the fuck out of here. That's bullshit. What do you mean? As Yori continues to pursue her love for Himari, she promises to make Himari fall for her. However, this passionate love bloom or remain unrequited? Someone says, I love you, and then doesn't mean you. They mean the music. That is such a fucking anime-ass fucking romance trope, bro. And I'm going to pause this. Who is the actress for the black hair chick? Asami Seto. Okay, that might be why I recognize her voice a little bit, because I just saw 100 Girlfriends. And she's the voice actress for Nobara. Okay, that's who she is. Oh, and Mai Sakurajima. Wow, crazy. And Raptalia and Chihaya. Wow, okay. Alright, I didn't really get anything out of that PV, unfortunately. But, you know, I don't know, dude. I'm into music anime, but I'm really not into slow romances. So I'm just gonna be real with you. I don't like this premise, and this seems like it would be the type of show that just would not really work on me because I'm not very fascinated by slow moving natural romances. Slowmances. That's a term right there. I'm taking that. I'm gonna use that going forward. Slowmances. Like I don't really have anything against Bloom Into You or anything. I thought it was a solid series, but I'm just like, I didn't enjoy it. Like that's just it. Like Tsuki ga Kirei, that's another one. Like nothing really wrong with it. I just could not say that I appreciated it all that much. I just thought it was kind of boring. I'm sure this will like get cute. It'll be like fun. Yeah, Given was another one. I mean, Given had some good things about it. I mean, well, like all these series had some good things about it. But yeah, like, yeah, that's another example. I didn't. I wanted to avoid saying all of the gay ones though, because I didn't want to seem homophobic by saying that. I just didn't like these series for some mysterious reason that I cannot explain. So yeah, I'm gonna avoid that one. I'm sure I will hear a lot about it though, and maybe eventually I will watch it. Sign of Affection. I didn't watch that. What's the Japanese title for that one? Listen, I love music anime, but I can't stand gay people. That's so true. Oh, okay. Yeah, this was last season. I know nothing about this show. This went right over my head. This is the first time I've seen this. So, yeah, I don't know anything about it. But it has a really good score, so that's cool. Alright, so I'm going to move on from that. Sentai Daishikaku. Go Loser Ranger. What? Alright, so we've got some kind of a Power Rangers Sentai parody, it looks like. 13 years ago, the nefarious monster army invaded Earth, but humanity's greatest protectors, the Dragon Keepers... Wait. Okay, I thought it didn't unpause from when I was watching that trailer. Humanity's greatest protectors, the Dragon Keepers, defeated them in a single year. Every Sunday since, the monsters have been forced to act out humiliating defeat after defeat in front of the unsuspecting public. Determined to change this, a single monster, D, infiltrated the Ranger Force. With the help of the mysterious Ranger, Yumiko Suzukiri, D managed to seize one of the Defiant artifacts, the only weapons capable of permanently killing the monster's immortal bodies. However, D's subsequent encounter with the Dragon Keepers led to his unfortunate end. So who will stop them now? Okay, so it seems like this is a series where like Power Rangers is a real thing in the world, and it still kind of like follows the same tropes. Like every Sunday at this time, it's like, okay, but now it's like, hey, let's stop doing this trope and let's actually do something else with it. That seems fun. That seems pretty fun. It's not a Shonen Jump, it's Shonen Magazine. It's by Yostar Pictures. Never heard of these guys before. They're doing the fucking Blue Arc. Oh my god, look at all these gotchas. Boo! This studio sucks. Arknights, Azur Lane, fucking Blue Archive. Who are these people? Who are these sickos? Disgusting. Directed by Keiichi Sato, who's the director of Inuyashiki and Rage of Bahamut. That's pretty cool. This guy's done some decent stuff before. He has not done anything since Inuyashiki, which is odd, I think. Is this... Oh, wait. Is this by the guy who made Inuyashiki? No, this is by the guy who made... This is by the guy who made fucking quintuplets. Could have fooled me. I love how there was this thread about the guy who made Inuyashiki and Gantz, and no, it's the quintuplets guy. Totally different series. All right, that's like a trivia question right there. Okay, so let's look at a Go Loser Ranger. Something looked weirdly off about that. Like that didn't like there was just, I don't even know what exactly what the deal was, but like it almost looked CG at first, but it wasn't. It just kind of looked low quality and bad. Like I don't know how to explain this. There's probably a better way of saying this or explaining what the issue is. Like the perception. The perspective of this shot looks kind of weird. The character models just don't look great. Am I just a hater or something? The premise still seems fun though. Like I wanna believe that this is fun, so I think I'll try it. I'll give it a shot. Check out the second trailer. Yeah, which is this one gonna be properly subbed? No. That's my problem. Yeah, you're right. This trailer did look a lot better. Like, maybe that first trailer was just very, very early footage that was super unfinished. Yeah, what was that song, though? That was wild. I was honestly, like, at first thinking I was listening to, like, an Oral Cigarette song, but then, I did the second JJK OP. You are my special... or whatever. Yeah, okay, this guy's done some bops in the past, but I didn't like the chorus too much. Akari Nanawo, I believe, is the one who, had the Happy Sugar Life OP. The fucking goated OP. This absolute masterpiece of a series. And an absolute insane banger of an OP. So that's cool. Although I haven't really liked any of her stuff beyond that. It was just like the Happy Sugar Life OP was a Happy Sugar Life as an entire series was a one-time thing for like everybody involved with that, for better or for worse. But man, did they make that one-time count. Yeah, that second trailer did look a lot better though. So I will I'll give it the benefit of the doubt there. I think I already had it as planned to watch, but whatever. Did it again, just to confirm it. Again with the Happy Sugar Life. Look, I can't let it go, guys. I will never let that series go until everybody in the world has watched it and sees the vision. A Condition Called Love. Hananoi kun to yamai. Was it? Okay, I thought the last show about love had yamai in the title. More like yabai. Boku yabai. Alright, East Fish Studio. What is with all these studios that I've never heard of before? Like, never doing anything in the past. Or whatever. Like, where are they all coming from? Okay, so Hotaru Hinase is a first-year high school student who treasures her family and friends above all else. Well, aren't you fucking special? Unable to understand romance, she decides she will be content living without the experience of falling in love. While Hotaru is spending time at a cafe with her close friend, she witnesses the relentless breakup of a handsome honor student, Hananoi. Encountering him sitting alone in the snow on her way home, she extends her umbrella to him in a gesture of LOL. In a gesture of kindness. The very next day, Hananoi appears in Hotaru's classroom, asking her to be his girlfriend. Despite being rejected, Hananoi sticks closely by Hotaru's side, performing selfless acts in hopes of pleasing her. Hotaru begins to feel emotions she had never felt before. Believing that these emotions could blossom into love, Hotaru agrees to date Hananoi. That sounds terrible. Girl helps guy one time, guy falls in love, and then fucking creeps her out. Like just orbits her forever until she falls in love with him. That sounds terrible. The OP is by a band called Sexy Zone. You can't make this shit up, dude. What? They're called Sexy Zone. What is their Twitter like? These tweets are protected. Who the fuck are these people? Who do they think they are? This page isn't available. What the fuck? This is not real. None of this is real. We're in a simulation and I've uncovered it. This is bullshit. Yeah. I don't really know. It's just. Meh. I hate this guy's design. This looks terrible. His eyes are huge. His mouth is like weird and wide. His nose is super long. This is Miyamura at like. This is dollar store Miyamura right here. He probably has the same voice actor as Miyamura. Her design's kinda cute though. Like I hate her eyes. If her eyes were a little bit different, I would probably like this design. Is this Hanakana? It is Hanakana. Oh my god. And Chiaki Kobayashi. It is Miyamura, isn't it? No, it's not Miyamura. But it is a lot of guys that that are good characters. It's Stark. That's why I remember. That's why I recognize him so well. I mean, good voice actor, good Seiyu duo right there. But yeah, no thanks. Yeah, I her design's okay. It's got that ridiculous sunlight filter that all shoujo anime have to have. Look at him, he's fucking boiling in the sun. But nah, no thanks. This doesn't appeal to me. Okay, all right, guys. Real anime's back. We're so fucking back. Hibike Euphonium Season 3. It's finally happening. Sound Euphonium is not only back, but this is it, guys. this is it. This is going to be the finale of Hibike Euphonium. At least I'm like 90% sure about that, because this is going to be the final year of Kumiko in high school. So yeah, big things are happening. Sound Euphonium is a series about a concert band produced by Kyoto Animation, who is, of course, the legendary studio that has made basically every good anime ever. I have a whole video on Lux's Junkyard about all of the stuff that I have seen from them, which is most of it. But an interesting thing was kind of going on with KyoAni when this was coming out, where they ended the 2000s at the very top of all anime. Like they were them. They were they were the New York Yankees of anime studios. They were just winning rings left and right, taking no names or all names or whatever the phrase is, whatever. They were just the best. Everyone knew it. You couldn't argue with them. They had a dynasty right there. They ended the decade with Haruhi, with Lucky Star, with K-On! They were so goated there. And they began the decade with Nichijou, which is the greatest show of all time. But a small problem with it is that they went so hard on it that supposedly, I never actually I don't actually know if this is 100% true. I just keep getting told about this. But apparently they went so hard on that show with the production that they actually lost money making it, because it even though it numbers wise it sold well, it just wasn't enough to recuperate how much they actually put into making that show. So that was a bit, you could say that was a bit of a miss for them. Then they did Hyoka, which everyone but me loves in the world. So that was, once again, it's like KyoAni just kind of being at the top of their game. But beyond that, they kind of had some series that didn't really capture the hearts and minds of their audience so well. They did Love Chunibyo, which I think is amazing. I think Love Chunibyo is an incredible series, but it doesn't quite hit the same for everybody, so it wasn't quite on the level of, Hyoka or anything. They did Tamako Market, which was a bit more low-key and maybe a little bit more experimental, but like I said, not really on that level of their best stuff. It's not a K-On! For them. They did Free, which, for what it's worth, did appeal to people, but just maybe a different audience, but that was a good thing for them. They did Beyond the Boundary, which was another mid-tier series, kind of like Love Chunibyo, where some people liked it, not everybody though, but at least enough where they continued it, more or less. They did Amagi Brilliant Park, and I want to believe they did something else along with this, and these series were fine. They weren't bad series or anything, but they didn't have another K-On! In them. They didn't have another Lucky Star. They didn't have another Haruhi. They didn't have another all anime defining masterpiece that everybody's looking at this studio for. They didn't quite have that in them. So you could say that it was a bit of a step down. Oh fuck, my skull is fucking itchy as hell. Holy shit. Hang on. So Sound Euphonium comes out in 2015, and that does start to bring back those vibes that people have of this is why Kyoto Animation is at the top. This is why they're the goated studio. The production value was so freaking incredible. And just everything about this series, the characters present, the stories that it was telling, just this was overall a very fantastic season, a very fantastic series that they had that kind of brought them back to that level of peak respect that people had for them earlier in the decade. For most people, this was the best series that KyoAni did since Hyoka. And for me personally, I watched this in early 2016, about a year after it came out. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. What I love about this series is that it's about this concert band, and it's about this very large cast of characters. And what happens is that it presents all these small character stories that each run parallel to each other, but ultimately work towards the same goal. The overall cast has one goal. It's about this concert band And they're just simply trying to win the prefecture competition or whatever. They're just trying to be the best concert band. That's really all it is. They're led by this composer who's got like a lot of baggage. He used to be famous, but like something happened to him and nobody really knows what. And he's kind of mysterious and kind of weird. And then there's the main characters. Like one of them is Reina, who's like super talented and super serious and also super hard simping for her teacher, but also is extremely and aggressively bisexual towards the main character, who's kind of the perfect main character for this type of series, where she's not really inserted into the narrative super strongly. Instead, she's kind of like a bystander to a lot of things that happen around in this cast. Because again, what I love about Hibike is that it's about all of these characters that each kind of have their own story and they each kind of have their own arc that ultimately converges at the end while they attempt to reach their goal. Because the very end of the first season is like, all right, we're here, we're doing the big competition that we've been preparing for the entire season, and here's where all of the character arcs have been settled. Here's where everything comes together, and it's perfect. It's a fantastically structured narrative. I thought it was really, really cool how they did that. So that's what I really loved about Hibike. Like lots of really great stories just about, just characters having baggage with each other. Some things about talent and what it means to have talent, or like what you're doing with that talent, just very strong coming of age stories. Many of them all at once in this series. So I think it's really cool. I loved that about it. They did season 2 in 2016, about a year later. So a little after I watched season 1, the second season came out. And the thing with season 2 is that the first few episodes of it actually are a big change of pace, where they focus on these two characters that have already been in the cast. Like, they're known characters, they're not like brand new characters, but they didn't have a whole lot of screen time in season 1. And so they've kind of got baggage with each other, and they have their own story arc that goes on for the first few episodes. But like, the entire show is essentially just about this one arc, and I personally didn't really like that as much, because again, what I love about Hibike is just how many stories it would be telling all at once. So bringing it down to just one story really made it feel like the whole thing was screeching to a halt. Is someone down here? Yo, is someone down here? Yeah. What do you want? Oh, okay. Shit, what was I talking about? Yeah, so it just felt very slow and honestly not that interesting in the very beginning of season 2. But once they got out of that arc, it kind of went back to just like season 1 storytelling, where there's lots of different things going on, and it also fleshes out characters that were already there but just makes them stronger. Like, I thought Asuka was the best character in season 1. She gets her own arc in season 2, and I thought it was fantastic. It was really exciting. So overall, good installment. Enjoyed it. I thought it was maybe a slight step down, but I liked it still. And beyond that was all the way back in 2016, believe it or not, even though we're just now getting season 3 8 years later in 2024. But the series hasn't been completely and entirely dormant. So after that, they did a bit of a side story called Liz and the Bluebird. They made a movie that was about those two characters that I mentioned from the first part of season 2. They get their whole own film, and it's presented in a bit of a different way. It's more experimental. They use a completely different art style compared to the rest of the series. And it's directed by Yamada Naoko, who's most known for like her use of body language as expressions. And just overall, it was a much different sort of experience with this. I personally did not really like this, and I kind of don't really see the hype. For me, this is where people were like really starting to be like, yo, Yamada Naoko, the GOAT director right here, and I'm just like, I don't really get it. I thought it was it was like the same thing I was saying about season 1 or the first part of season 2, where I'm like, this is just kind of boring. And Like, frankly, I don't really care what's going on with these characters because they're not very interesting to me. So this movie just kind of went in one ear and out the other. Yeah, I don't hate gay anime. I love the first season of Hibike Euphonium. That show is super gay. I don't tolerate that. I don't tolerate these accusations, these allegations made against me. They are false. So I didn't love that. But it exists, and I think it's kind of cool that it exists. It was just a nice little creative expression by that's the teacher fucker season. She's aggressively bisexual, like I said. So beyond that, they would return to proper Hibike Euphonium in 2019 with the movie Our Promise. This is listed as movie 3 because I think both seasons had recap movies. So that's why it's titled that way. But this is a proper sequel to season 2. This is where season 2 it picks up after season 2 and kind of just continues the narrative. And I liked this movie. I thought it was solid, but I thought it was a bit weird in that it felt exactly like a season of Hibike Euphonium, but extremely condensed. In fact, I'm going to be real with you. I don't even really remember what happened in this movie because this isn't just me being forgetful. This is actually really unfortunate. The reason for that is because when it came over stateside, I swear it was like 2 days before the KyoAni fire happened. So even though I liked this movie a lot and I felt pretty strongly about it, I liked it, but my main complaint was like, why ain't they just making this a TV season? This felt like it felt like a lot of the character stories it just felt very condensed. It just felt very fast paced. Like they got through a lot of stuff very quickly, and I'm like, they could have fleshed this out more into a full season. But I don't remember too much of it now because pretty much immediately after this came out stateside, the KyoAni fire happened, and that just washed away everything else about it. So, yeah, my experience was kind of overshadowed by that ultimately. So I definitely have to go back and rewatch. I actually want to rewatch all of Hibike just to kind of prepare myself for season 3, including Liz and the Bluebird. I'll give Liz and the Bluebird a second chance. Maybe I'll like it more. But yeah, now we're at season 3, and like I said, I believe this is going to be the last installment of this series. This is going to be the end of Kumiko's story, which is bittersweet. Exciting in that we're finally going to see the conclusion of this, but at the same time, it's like, oh man, we might not get any more Kumiko. We might not get any more rare Kumikos after this. Do you understand how big that is? We've had so many great rare Kumikos, and it's just going to be sad to not have them anymore. Look at this rare Kumiko right here. Look, it's a rare Kumiko. Look, here's another one. Look at all these rare Kumikos that I've got in my collection. They're great. Rare Kumikos. That's they make the world go round. Gotta love them. Yeah. But it's still very exciting that we're just getting this again. I'm honestly really excited about this. The OVA, I did not know that there was an OVA about that came out. This was 57 minutes. This is like a whole ass movie. Okay. Yeah, I have a meme folder called microwave porn. So there's that. Yeah, but I'm really excited to get this. This does have potential to be my favorite anime of this year. As much as I love Konosuba and as much as I'm excited for Konosuba to be back, Hibike is going to really bring out the big guns this season. So there is that, and I am happy about it. Are we getting a new Black Butler season? What the fuck? Where did this come from? There's more Black Butler coming out? When was the last time we had that? What? 27? Wait, there was a movie in 2017? that passed me by. Okay. And then a 2015 season, or some OVAs in 2015. This is all like news to me. Okay, so the last proper season of Black Butler was in 2014. That was the last time we had a TV season of it. But we had a little bit of it. I didn't know about this movie that came. I mean, I don't really know anything about Black Butler anyway. That's kind of before my time, back in the 2000s. I think I actually have a So, weird random thing that I have. In fact, I'm going to show it to you. Hang on. Let me pause this. You're going to get a jump cut. I was trying to find... Maybe I don't have it anymore. Maybe I threw it out when I was cleaning out my room last year. But I had this magazine, like a manga magazine, an entire omnibus from some publication, like I guess the publication that Black Butler had, and it was literally a raw manga magazine. Yeah, G Fantasy, that's what it is. I had like a whole volume of G Fantasy from like, I don't know, 2010 or something. So literally the only thing I recognized from it was Black Butler, although maybe nowadays I might recognize some stuff from it. Maybe there was a chapter of Pandora Hearts in there that I didn't recognize at the time. I don't know where it would be now, though. Hi, Macy. Meow. Macy. Meow. Yeah, that's all I really know about Black Butler. I don't know anything about this. This series is old. I'm amazed that they're just like randomly bringing it back and being like, "Hey guys, here's a new season of Black Butler. Remember us?" Man, they even got Sid to do this, dude. When was the last time Sid has done a fucking OP or an ED? Like, dang, that's like this is an old school band right here. Yeah, they did the Black Butler songs all the way back then. That's crazy. They brought back Sid. Okay, yeah. Very interesting to see that back, though. I don't have 3 pings on Discord. Oh, fuck. There's an R baseball thing. Hang on. You gotta look at this. Okay. And then the Shiori Novella server, and then AJ's server. That's what my pings are. Sorting that out. Alright, I really have to wrap this up in like an hour and a half, though, because baseball's going to be starting, and I gotta be around for that. Alright. Windbreaker. This is another Cloverworks show. 2 Cloverworks shows in a row. I wonder, like, what the difference is between A1 Pictures and Cloverworks at this point. Like, you don't see A1 Pictures credited with a lot of stuff anymore, but Cloverworks is credited with a lot of stuff that A1 Pictures would normally do. Like, A1 made Black Butler, and now Cloverworks is doing Black Butler. I don't know. Anyway. Haruka Sakura. That is extremely close to... Oh, A1 did solo leveling? Puke. Haruka Sakura, which is extremely close to Haruno Sakura from Naruto, wants nothing to do with weaklings. He's only interested in the strongest of the strong. He's an alpha male, like a total fucking furry. He's just started at Furry High School, a school of degenerates known only for their brawling strength. Strength they use to protect their town from anyone who wishes it ill. But Haruka's not interested in being a hero or being part of any sort of team. He just wants to fight his way to the top. Wow, that's exciting. Alright, anything else? This doesn't sound like a great series, to be honest. Directed by the guy who directed Fate Grand Order and the assistant director of Franks and the director of the Shelter music video. I can't believe that's on my anime list. That's not a real anime, technically. Remember Shelter? Remember A1 Pictures? I don't like his design. I don't give a shit if he has heterochromia. I don't like his design. I don't give a shit if he has an eye patch. I don't like his design. I don't give a shit if he's an albino. Yeah, actually, his design was cool. His design was alright. Alright, let's look at this. Hang on. PV, that's subbed. This looks like Tokyo Revengers if it was good. This looks like just kind of meathead shonen, but you know what? It looks alright enough to just be plain fun, so I will plan to watch it. Who is the band? Natori. Doing the, OP. Never done an OP before, but they have 10 favorites already, so I'm going to assume people really like whoever this is. Sure. Alright, yeah. Like, it might be okay. I don't think this is going to be, like, anime of the season or anything. I don't think it'll be, like, great. but it'll probably it looks like it could be a quality series. It looks like it could be fun. So I'll take that. Okay, Unnamed Memory. This is by Studio Engi, who sucks. These guys suck. None of the stuff they make is good. These guys are all terrible. Yeah, this studio sucks. So this is gonna suck. My wish as champion is for you to descend to the tower and be my wife. Climbing a deadly tower, Oscar seeks the power of its master, the Witch of the Azure Moon. Never mind, this is a good series. I take back everything I said. There's a witch in here. Does she have a hat? Does she have a hat? Please tell me the witch has a hat. This is going to determine everything for me, okay? NEDB, character designs, don't let me down. Where's the witch hat? I don't see a witch hat in any of these designs. Is this the witch? Where's her hat? She would be really hot if she had a hat. I shit you not. She needs a hat. Guys, like, don't tell me that you can't envision her having a giant fucking witch hat. She's missing that from the top of her head. I promise, this character design is incomplete. Massively missed opportunity, dude. He hopes her incredible magic can break a curse that will kill any woman he takes for a wife. Damn, that's messed up. That's rough, buddy. When the prince sees how beautiful Tinashe is, though, he has a better idea. Since she's surely strong enough to survive his curse, she should just marry him instead. Tinashe isn't so keen on the idea, but agrees to live with Oscar in the royal castle for a year while researching the spell placed on the prince. The witch's pretty face hides several lifetimes of dark secrets, however, secrets that begin resurfacing. Wait a minute, this actually isn't... That doesn't sound terrible. Hang on, is this a good show? Wait a minute. Wait. Hang on, guys. This could be good. No. This could be Studio Engi's first good show ever. How crazy would that be? All right. Thanks, you know, Studio Engi, terrible looking as usual. It's such a shame because the character designs are actually good. Like, I can tell that the character designs I would really like, they just aren't drawn well in the show. But there's really some potential in there. Where was this one? I was looking for a specific sort of.
曽祖父は引き下がったかもしれないが俺は私立ダメやっぱりただの殿下のお気に入りってわけじゃないのは確かだ今の
That's what I wanted. Alright, so you know how he like puts his hand on his head right there? This show would be good if in his hand he was holding a witch hat and then he put that on her head. I'm like really genuinely kind of upset that she doesn't have a cool hat because that is the one thing missing from this design. I'm gonna be real with you though. I want to believe that there's something here. I might be just capping. Maybe I'm just starry-eyed over the idea of a hot witch in this show. Because again, this would be a good design if it was drawn by a better studio. Kazuya Miura. God, this guy who's directed a bunch of dumb shit. I mean, he's done some episode directing for good shows like Junie Tyson, so that's at least something. By the way, I also think it's funny that she's known as like the Azure Witch or something like that. I would like to point out that the Journey of Elena is created, or rather, the character design of Elena from the Journey of Elena. The illustrator of the Journey of Elena is a person who goes by the name of Azure. That's their pen name. So, in other words, once again, I am slighted out of no Journey of Elena Season 2. Bunch of bullshit right here. I wanted to see who the voice actresses were. Oh my... Are you fucking kidding me? It's the voice actress for Anya, but also Frieren. So there's that. I guess this chick is going to be... I guess this is the new super popular voice actress that everybody loves. Because, like... I literally didn't know who this was, and then I looked and it's like, oh, she did Frieren and Anya. She's massive now. And Chise. But I guess Chise would be like her first big role. She did Juno from Beastars. That was a good role. I remember that being a good performance. This is a good... I need to remember this name. Atsumi Tanizaki. Okay. I'm learning things. This guy... Don't really know who this guy is. he hasn't really done anything. His most prominent role is from Plunderer. That's sad. Yeah, you know what though? Chiwa Saito is in this show. Where the fuck did they find Chiwa Saito? What? She's still around? Where did they find her? How did they get her to voice a character in this show? She was in Spy Classroom? This is all news to me. She's warming up for the new Monogatari. Yeah, she's like, oh, the one thing I do in anime is coming back. I gotta prepare for this. Anyway, yeah, I want to believe. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna plan to watch. I hope that this will be good. I hope there's something for me. You know, I've been turned on by shows with just designs that I liked and just premises that I thought were mildly interesting, and they paid off. I remember really liking Irina, the Cosmonaut, or whatever that show was called. I thought that was pretty good. Granted, it also had Megumi Hayashibara, who's the freaking GOAT voice actress. But yeah, I'm kind of getting similar vibes, where it's like, okay, there might be something here, and that makes me want to think that this will pay off. So yeah. Jisan Basan Wakagaru. Gairu. Grandpa and Grandma turn young again. Shozo and Ine Saito have been happily married for as long as they can remember. Even in their old age with wrinkles and cracking limbs, the strength of this love is evident by their precious bond. And then randomly one day they wake up to find they are young again. Despite their newfound youthful and attractive bodies, Shozo and Ine remain the same as ever. Jisan Basan Wakagairu follows the young couple as they go about their daily lives, spend time with family, and defy the expectations of the youngsters. Okay. That's cool, I guess. So it's going to be like these character designs that I can't even fucking see because she's wearing too much shit. Boomers become Zoomers, the anime, and there are no designs on NADB, of course. But there's this poster. I don't like the look of them that much. Let's do a PV watch real quick. I've seen enough of this. This show looks really ugly. Gecko is the studio. Never seen any of their stuff. Doesn't look like I've missed out on anything. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Okay, we've still got a long ways to go. There's a big one coming up though, so I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna go get a drink and use the restroom. So everybody stretch check, posture check, and all that. I'll be back in like maybe 5 minutes, probably less than that. We are back. Okay, and we're what, halfway through the chart after I said I wasn't gonna spend that long on this. Yay. I love it when a plan works out. Probably should have taken that drink before unpausing, but whatever. You're just gonna have to deal with that. Okay, actually, I need more water. My throat got super chalky by the end there. I really needed that break. Okay. So, next up, we've got Yozakura... Fuck! Yozakura Family. Now, if I didn't know any better, I would have assumed that this was like a massive mainstream title that was like one of the most highly anticipated anime coming out. I've been exposed to this manga a lot more than most manga, I think. Why doesn't this have more? Why does this have like the exact same number of people reading it and on their plan to watch this? Like, do people not know that this is coming out? This is a big deal, isn't it? I thought this was a really big deal. Yeah, it's a Shonen Jump Weekly property. And like basically every Shonen Jump Weekly property, there's always a community of people that are like, this is the best manga of all time. It's the greatest thing ever. Hell yeah. And what I believe is this seems to kind of be like Shonen Jump's answer to Spy X Family, even though it came out at like weirdly at the same exact time as Spy X Family. That's about as much as I know about it, though. It's also by the, oh, never mind. I thought this was by the guy that made Durarara. What was the... I know that guy is, like, doing another series. What is that guy doing? What is it? Am I completely wrong? Am I making something up? Deadmount Deathblade. No, that's not it. I know he... Maybe it was the right... No, Narita's doing fucking Strange Fake. I'm thinking of something else. You know. Okay, what I'm actually getting this confused with is the... What is that show? It's called something Quartet. Isekai Quartet. Yozakura Quartet. That's what I actually get this confused with. And what is this guy doing? Yasuda. Okay, that's what. Okay, no, I was right. This is what he's doing. He's doing Yozakura Quartet. That's what he's doing. I was right. I just didn't see it initially. Yeah, they're both called Yozakura. I thought that's what this guy was doing. Okay, so I'm not crazy for thinking that. Anyway, yeah. So what is this? There's no PV listed on my anime list, which is unusual. Because I'm reading the manga page. Stupid. Okay, because then I saw it comes out in August, and I'm like, wait a minute. All right, high school student Taiyo Asano has been socially inept ever since his family died in a car crash. Understandable. The only person he can properly interact with is his friend Mitsumi Yozakura, the head of the world's strongest family of spies. Nice. Mitsumi's eldest brother, Kyoichiro Yozakura, has been overprotective of her ever since he once rendered her severely injured. His love for Mutsumi is lethal, and Taiyo is his next target. To survive, Taiyo must marry Mutsumi and become a member of the Yozakura family. Thrown headfirst into chaos, Taiyo begins his journey to become a powerful spy in order to protect his wife and uncover the dark secrets of his past and the Yozakura family. Alright, well that's interesting. Yeah, interesting little synopsis there. But yeah, very, very weird and potentially coincidental that at the same time as Spy X Family coming out, there's another spy family related sort of series. That's pretty funny. Yeah. It's the director of Masamune Kun's Revenge. Wow, they're really bringing out the big guns for this adaptation right here. Silverlink's so mid as a studio. Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure. Well, let's look at it. Okay, hold up. What the fuck was... Oh my god, these oh, okay. He's got like a big shield on his back. I just saw something on his head and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Look at this hair. Okay, yeah, I looked at this and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? But I understand it a little bit more now. These character designs are wild, dude. Catboy Twink. Look at these fucking... I mean, this show has to be funny. Look how funny these characters look. Yeah. I like her stupid, pointless, like, hair streak right there. That's all white. It looks stupid, but all the characters look stupid, but in a fun way. I don't need to see anything else. This is going to be a good show. This looks really fun. A little bit unfortunate that it's Silverlink because they're not great as a studio generally. But I guess you could do worse. Maybe this isn't a high priority for the people at Shonen Jump. They're just like, yeah, this series isn't like, you know, it's not a bestseller or anything, so we're just gonna let them. We're just gonna have an okay adaptation of it. Wait, wait, is this the band that did the third they did the Aoi Aoi no Sora OP? Wow, what a throwback. That's who's doing the OP for this show. Alright, cool. Alright, Tensei Shitada Dananai Oji Date no De Kimana no ni Majutsu wo Kiwaminasu. I was reincarnated as the 7th prince so I can take my time perfecting my magic ability. Okay, well, Prince Lloyd wasn't always a prince. In fact, his previous life is one he remembers perfectly. He was a sorcerer of sorts, so when he was forced to reincarnate, he decided to continue his studies, Prince of Realm or no, but his new life has his own sets of challenges, including being a 10-year-old. What's the 7th Prince Sorcerer to do? Well, yeah, I can tell we're already in the dredges. Finally, slop. Yummy! Delicious. Yeah, I can already tell we're in that part of the seasonal trend. Oh god, this character, what the fuck is he wearing? What the fuck? These shorts are freaking me the fuck. I am uncomfortable looking at this. What the fuck? This is not okay. This is not okay, guys. What the fuck is this outfit? Dude! No! No! Gaga Yee has designed. Who is responsible for this? Oh my god. She looks like she's literally 5 years old, but also has boobs. What is happening? Who designed these characters? What? Why is his hair like that? Why is his hair so narrow? He's got that Nanashi Mume, just like where like all of his hair is just like it's like a wide ponytail for some reason. He has no hair at the sides. What? Oh my god, what is this? Responsible for this? Who is responsible for these designs? Maru, you have a problem. Do I dare? I'm gonna block my screen in case I don't. In case I see things that violate terms of service on their Twitter. Holy fuck! I need to look at this artist and see what they're doing. Okay, it doesn't look like they draw porn, literally. Wait. Okay, I see a girl crying. It doesn't look like it's porn, but I still didn't want to take any chances with that. Jesus Christ. Oh, is this Uma Musume? No, they just... Hang on. Panic, is this Uma Musume? This looks like Uma Musume. This is Uma Musume. They got the uniforms of Uma Musume. Yeah, that's Uma. Yeah. Well, their art looks relatively normal until you see what they're actually doing as a profession. Holy fuck. Well, I am absolutely 1000% not fucking watching that shit. But, good lord. Someone should go to jail for that. That's not okay. Bartender. Speaking of, we were talking about completely random series just making totally sudden comebacks. Bartender is making a comeback. Of all series to make a comeback, this is a series that like I only really know about by name. It's a series from like the 2000s. Yeah, a very niche title where it just seems to be about, I don't know, it's just about a bunch of characters and they all kind of converge in this. You know Isekai Restaurant? I'm pretty sure that has like a very similar concept to this, where it's like characters just kind of show up and then they all like kind of have their own story and somehow it's relayed through this setting of the bar. I don't really know. It doesn't seem all that interesting, but I do remember this being a show. Like even years ago, I remember some people being like, "Oh yeah, Bartender, that's a great show." The little girl with thong you just looked at, Rie Takahashi. Of course, she would be on that. I'm sure they've got several voice actresses that I actually like. Hang on, I'm gonna go back to that. They got Ifirus, dude. They got my girl on this. Come on. Come on! Come on, stop wasting her time. This is ridiculous. She's voicing the mascot, which I don't know if that's more or less insulting. I guess it doesn't look abominable. Anyway, yeah, Bartender, like it's just this series from the 2000s that has a very small but kind of passionate fan base, and I guess for that reason they decided to bring it back. So we're just gonna get like another season of it. Like I assume this might just be like a soft reboot type of thing. I don't think it's gonna be like a season 2 for real. But yeah, I'm not gonna watch a PV for it or anything. I'm probably not even gonna watch it in general. But I'm sure there will be some people who are like, yeah, Bartender, that's a good show, right there. So yeah, I guess kind of cool that it's there. It'll be like a little unique little episodic drama, I guess. It'll be there for the people who are into that. All right, Kami wa game ni ueteru. God's game we play. No game, no life. The supreme gods who had too much free time created the ultimate brain gameplay of the gods. This is literally no game, no life. Former goddess Leche woke from a long slumber and declared to the world, bring forth the person who is the best in games in this era. Bring the best gamer in the world over here. Literally no game, no life. Faye is nominated to represent humanity as the best rookie in recent years. The game of the gods that is about to begin between the two may be a little too difficult, as there has yet to be a victor throughout human history, because gods are capricious, very unreasonable, and sometimes completely incomprehensible. However, given the nature of the games, it would be a waste not to have a good time and play with all of one's heart. The ultimate brain battles of a genius gamer boy, a former goddess, and friends begin. How was the Yoko Taro anime? I didn't really watch it. I just saw the first episode and I thought it was cool. The Liar. Yeah, this is also Liar Liar. We're just remaking No Game No Life at this point. At this point, pretty soon we're gonna get to that point where No Game No Life is so old that it's gonna require a full reboot, just like Spice and Wolf is, which is hilarious to think about. Nell Reckless. Let's look at AniDB for the actual character designs. Faye Theophilus or whatever. Tay Theophilus or whatever. I'm not into them. It's whatever. This kind of looks like these look like light novel character designs, for better or for worse. She reminds me, she's like a combination of Amelia Watson and Yozora Mel. That's hilarious. Yeah, they're okay. They're fine. Let's see, source material. No one's read it ever. Okay. I'll do a PV, but I don't really have high expectations for this. Dialogue. Why is this the show that has a witch hat, but not like the show with the actual witch? I feel ripped off. I feel cheated. Where was that? Where the fuck was it? Here we go. Like, what kind of nonsense is this? There are 2 witch hats in this one. Give up one of these characters should give up their witch hat and give it to the witch from that witch show. So, yeah. I don't know why this one, like, who do they think they are? That's some nonsense. I'm not really interested in this. This just looks like it'll be would you look at those Bodohonkaroos? That's what we're calling witch hats now. Like, I don't know. This seems like it could be a fun weekly show to keep up with, but this feels like I feel like a boomer looking at this. I'm just like, I'm too old for this. This doesn't turn me on anymore. This doesn't seem like something I'd be all that into. I'd probably look at the games and be like, okay, this is really simple and not all that interesting. And then it's probably got like ecchi hijinks because it's got an ecchi tag. It's probably got like fun hijinks and like, oh, look at the cute girl characters, and I'm like, yeah, there are better things for me out there. But some people will like it, and that's cool. Alright, blah 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 blah. An archdemon's dilemma, how to love your elf bride. Alright, well we've got a show for Panic right here. We've got the elf show right here. Nephilia. Alright, she looks terrible. Nephilia. Yeah, this, I don't like this. I don't like this. I thought this was a boy for a second until I saw the boobs. These are all whatever. She looks funny. She looks like she'd be a funny character. Okay, I thought I heard something. When the sorcerer Zagan decides to participate in an auction selling the goods of the now dead archdemon Marcosius, whatever, he expects to find items of untold power. What he finds instead is a rare white-haired slave elf named Nephilia, and he immediately spends all his money to purchase her, much to the bewilderment of those around him. However, the secret reason behind Zagan's investment was that he had actually fallen in love with her at first sight. So it's one of those buy a wife shows. Is this a thing? This is like the third thing I've seen in the last couple of years where a guy buys his wife. Yeah, they are kind of generic fantasy hentai character designs, but like it's weird. It's like it's almost like they're designed in a way where they don't want you to think that because they're like still modest enough. They're like modestly dressed, so they don't seem to be like that. But it's like you can still see underneath and be like, I see through this. Unfortunately, Zagan has a problem. He is socially inept and has no idea how to express his true feelings, leading to many misunderstandings between him and his new companion. But slowly the two understand each other and love begins to bloom. Is this Rent-A-Girlfriend's fault? Yeah, everyone's buying a wife. Thanks to Rent-A-Girlfriend. I think I'm good on this. This doesn't look good. I'm not even going to watch a PV. I don't need to watch a PV. It just doesn't sound appealing to me. But, you know, maybe later on, maybe in a couple of weeks, someone will be like, Maz, you were so dead wrong about that elf-slave show. That's peak fiction right there. How could you say that about it? You're a dum-dum for not even watching the PV of it. And I will say, you know what? Fair enough. We all miss sometimes. Level 2 Karachi Data Motoyusha Koho no Matari Isekai Life. Chilling in another world with a level 2 super cheat power. The laid-back life in another world of the ex-hero candidate who turned out to be a cheat from level 2. The magical kingdom of Clyrode summons hundreds of heroes from other worlds every year to fight their war against the Dark One and his army of powerful demons. Banaza? Banaza. I thought it was like Bonanza. Banaza is one of those heroes, summoned from the royal capital Paluma, but something's not quite right. Banaza is only an average merchant. He has no magic, no fighting ability, his stats are abysmal. Worse, a mishap leaves him unable to return home. Rejected as a hero and stranded in another world, abandoned to the far reaches of the kingdom by a cruel king who just wants him to gone. But Banaza's fate looks pretty bleak, but what will happen once the failed hero candidate finds himself with super cheat powers once he hits level 2? We got enough of the level 1 shows, and we have enough of the level 100 shows or whatever, max level shows. So now we're at level 2. We have to come up with like new levels. We have to come up with like new random achievements in these shows. Yeah, this doesn't sound very interesting. Just looking at that. We'll look at the character design because that's always fun. Ferris. She looks odd. I don't know what else to say about that. There are no designs on here, which is disappointing. Witch hat. I wish I got more. I wish that there was more of a view of her. Hang on, now I have to watch the PV so I can see what this character design looks like. Never mind, the hat wasn't that good. Yeah. I thought I had another joke that I wanted to make about it, but I forgot it, so we'll just move on. Shinigami Botchan Kotkuro made 3rd season. Oh, this is getting a 3rd season. The maid show. This is a show where the 1st season I meant to watch when it came out, and then I never did that. And then they got a second season. Didn't that just come out? Oh, that was summer. That's still a pretty fast turnaround for this show. Maybe they just planned on making 2 extra seasons all along. But yeah, I heard this was good. And it's on my plan to watch from when I did the 2021 preview. So there's that. I just never watched any of it. I don't really hear too much about it. I didn't really hear much about season 2 though when it came out. Like people said season 1 was good. Season 2 came out and it's like everyone kind of forgot about it by then, but I don't know. But now it has a 3rd season, so good for it. Cool. That's about it for that though. I just haven't seen it. Tensei Kizoku Kante Skill de Narayagaru. As a reincarnated aristocrat, I'll use my appraisal skill to rise in the world. Okay. An ordinary salaryman dies one day and is reborn as Ars Luvant, a son of a noble. Although he isn't talented in magic or swordplay, he does have one skill that no one else possesses, appraisal. Using this ability, Ars can determine a person's current strength, how much potential they hold, and where their talents rest. This skill is especially useful in the present situation of the country. The government is corrupt, revolts occur more often than not, and nobles far and wide are strengthening their fortifications in preparation for an all-out war. With this in mind, Ars realizes that he too must prepare by gathering talented people. A persecuted foreigner unparalleled with the sword, a slave to an unknown talent for magic, and a timid boy with an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. Such talents lend Ars their support as he aims to create the most powerful territory. I remember what I wanted to say about that other isekai show, where in 2022 there was a show called The Executioner and Her Way of Life that was like a perfect counter to that, where, you know, that other show where, so this one, Level 2 Cheat Show, this is about a bunch of people getting isekai'd into the same place. Well, The Executioner is about the same thing, where like it's an isekai world where a bunch of random ordinary Japanese kids get isekai'd into that world, and so the main character's goal is to kill them because they all mess up the world, and she's like, fuck these people, they deserve to die. And it was extremely based. That's what we need like more of. We need more like anti-isekai shows instead of more shit clogging the drains. Anyway, this does not sound, I mean, this is a different concept. I'll admit I haven't seen that before, the appraisal thing, but I can't really say it's all that exciting. This also has she also has another Witch Hat show, but a smaller one. Her design is almost good. It's almost good. There are like things I don't love, like the inner like sleeves, like the inner the blue sleeves on the inside. The skirt could kind of work. The vest kind of being like open is a little much. I like her shoes. The hat is like okay. It should be a little larger though. It's like for some reason weirdly small. Her hair should be a little bit longer and a little more wavy. Her staff would be fine if it was just like Frieren staff. Reincarnated aristocrat. I don't get it. Yeah, that went over my head. There's a character named Fam. Cool. This guy. Why does he look like he's 4 feet tall? What is wrong with him? Why does he look like that? Why is this a chibi anime all of a sudden? What is this, dude? Something's weird. Does he actually look like that in the show? Oh, wait, how old did they say he was? Did it say he was like? Did it say he was a Aristocat? Oh, Aristocat's the best show ever. Or best movie ever. You know, MCH, I'm thinking the same thing you're thinking. That actually seemed not bad. That actually seemed like there was some potential there. It didn't look amazing, but it did seem like it had enough baggage. It seemed like it had enough drama. It seemed like it had enough heart to it where I could kind of see something there. This could be nothing, but I'll give it a shot. It won me over a little bit. I'll give it that. This could be one of those isekai that just rise a little bit, but you know, they do stand out. That happens. All right. Kaito Otome no Kamikashi. Kami Kakushi. Mysteries, Maidens, and Mysterious Disappearances, Totokami. Sumireko Ogawa is a busty bookstore clerk, that's all you had to say, who wants to become a novelist after some writing success in her youth. When strange occurrences started cropping up around the city, she teams up with her flirtatious co-worker Ren Adashino to look into them. But Ren is hiding a secret of his own. With their combined skills of occult knowledge, what will they discover as they investigate? Is this an anime about Shiori novella? That's just what this is. That's literally that's just Shiori novella right there. You ain't gonna fool me. Mafu Mafu. Why do I know this guy? Yeah, this guy's done like lots of songs I've probably heard and not enjoyed much. This looks like a VTuber. Okay. This is a web manga. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Wait. Oh, wait. Oh, I remember seeing this. Oh, yeah, this is the... I remember seeing, like, the key visuals of this and this girl with the gigantic fucking titties. I remember this now. Yeah, this is the one I saw, and I remember this got announced, and I'm just like... What?! It's like, I don't like it, but I'm fascinated by it. Okay, so that's what this is. And she's voiced by Ai Fairuz. Yeah, what else do you have to say? Alright, let's see how she moves. Whoa! Oh, I love her! Dude, what is going on with her eyes? Dude, this chick just activated the fucking Rinnegan! That's so hot. This is the best character right here. Screw that clerk, the main character or whoever. This is the real hot chick of the show. This is awesome. I'm so into this. Oh, look at that's. I love her. I love her. I'm watching this show. I'm watching this. No. Yeah. I just added it to my favorites. Well, attempted to add it to my favorites. Yeah, dude. She's great. Eri Yukimura. She has voiced basically nobody except the main character of Blue Lock for some reason. Yeah, that was weirdly super edgy, but actually this did look good. The character designs in this show, like as ridiculous as the main character kind of looked, everyone else looked really cool. Like she was on screen for a second. Provocative outfit, but still like weird enough where I can be like, sure. John Doe. Interesting. The counterpart to Jane Doe. Like I thought in the trailer she had kind of crazy eyes for a second, and they got Yui Horie on her. Like, where'd they find this chick, dude? I didn't even know she was still around either. John Anime. Joe Random. Yeah, this dude here. That wasn't a great picture of that design, but yeah, this looks like a potential banger right here. That's I didn't expect that, especially because it's Studio Zero G, who has never done like anything worthwhile. Yeah, these guys have like never done anything that I really like. They did the Grand Blue adaptation way back when, but everybody kind of knows that's not a great adaptation. Yeah, this looks pretty cool actually. I'm surprised by how much I enjoyed that. Okay, wow, good thing I have my trash can right here next to me. Blue Archive is getting an adaptation. How the hell is this not higher up on the chart? Everybody knows what Blue Archive is. It's a gacha that has like girls in it. I don't really know anything about the actual thing. I just see character designs and I'm like, wow, what's she from? And then I see it's from a gacha game and I'm like, god damn it. It's from fucking Blue Archive. Of course it is. That's all my exposure. I have seen so many images of every character of this series. Whether or not they were against my will. But yeah, I mean, I don't really need to look at the character. Just go on Pixiv.net and you'll find all the character designs on there. PV literally has it has what? Hang on, what? Are you capping when you say that? It's just a. I didn't see any cunning news, you fucking liar. Not that I really wanted to see that anyway. You're watching this shit. Fuck you, Panic. Damn it. I'm not reading the synopsis. I don't care. I don't want to watch a Blue Archive adaptation. Who's the studio doing that, actually? Studio Candybox and YoStar Pictures. Which is... who the fuck ever. Studio Candybox. Okay, they did. They also did Azur Lane. Yay. Whatever. Alright, Dekisoko Nai no to... I'm not reading that shit. The banished former hero lives as he pleases. Well, isn't that nice? A boy named Alan was unable to receive the gift of God's bounty and called a failure, but his true identity is a former hero with memories and powers of his previous life. Fortunate to have been expelled from this Duke's family, Alan was trying to be a smart, free-spirited journey. He encountered an assassination attempt. Unwanted heroic saga. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. You know, I could look more into this, but I just also could not. But no thanks. Oh, from Candy New. Okay, that's hilarious. Well, everybody, what the? There's more. Dude, One Room is back, guys. One Room is back. Speaking of random revivals, One Room is back, guys. Remember One Room? Oh, wait, this is a different One Room? Oh, what? What a fraudulent One Room. What? That's ridiculous. Not even the best series called One Room. Studio apartment, good lighting, angel included. Shintaro Tokimitsu is a high schooler living all alone. I can't read. I have dyslexia now. But things take an unexpected turn when a girl named Toa shows up on his balcony. Not only is she incredibly pure and sweet, but there's something different about her. Divine, who's a roommate. This seems like a short. This seems like something that would be like 10 minutes long at most, but it's a full series for some reason. If this girl showed up on my doorstep, I would smash her with a hammer. That's what I would do if I was in this show. Yeah, no, she's not allowed into my studio apartment. If this guy showed up at my studio apartment, I would also smash him with a hammer. Yeah, this sounds like, oh, great character alert. She's definitely a soft-voiced Chunibyo character, which is great. She seems really annoying and probably has lots of porn drawn about her. She kind of looks like discount budget dollar store Hoshimachi Suisei. Yeah, this seems like Senko-san. It's Senko-san again. We're just doing Senko-san again. That's cool. Well, if you enjoy Senko-san, you'll enjoy One Room. And if you enjoy One Room, you'll also enjoy One Room. I think. They're the same show, right? That One Room and the other One Room. They're the same thing. The New Gate. The New Gate is an online life or death game with tens of thousands of players. Thanks to Shin, the most skilled veteran player, the other players will finally be released from the game. Shin has killed the last boss and believes he is finally able to escape when he is blinded by a flash of mysterious light. He awakens to find himself in the game's world 500 years later. So begins a new chapter in the life of an unsurpassed legendary player. So it's Sword Art Online, but it's Overworld. That's literally what it is. Are they like trapped in the video game? That's like what I got out of this synopsis. The other players will finally be released from the game. They were trapped in it like Sword Art Online. Except when the game is over, it then like takes them into the future and keeps them trapped in there longer because he's the best, just like Overworld. They just took those two series, and then put them into one. They thought they were clever. They thought that, like, I wouldn't notice that. Who do they think they are? Schnee Rizar. What is wrong with her eyes? Main job, Kunoichi. Sub job, Spirit Mage. Affiliation. Title, Adventure rank. Skill. Wow, this is so in-depth. Someone worked really hard on this. Why does his face look like that? Why does he look like that? Shiori novella, but nowhere near as cool. Who's So again? That's right, he did the Dead Mount Death play OP, which I didn't like as much as I thought I was going to. I like the short version of it. I like the OP in the anime, but I don't like the full version of that song. It's a bit of a disappointment. I think I'm all right here. Ruby reference, crazy, went over my head right there. Yeah, I'm good. I don't need a. I think I'm good on that. I'm not really interested. Yoru no kurage wa oyo genai. Jellyfish can't swim in the night. Says who? Who's to say that? What if jellyfish actually can swim at the night? Hang on, is that true? Is that true, Google? Can jellyfish swim at night? That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking a question. I'm not asking about the anime. I'm asking a legitimate question. How long can jellyfish swim at night? Do jellyfish swim at night? Hang on. I'm going to look at this up. Night. They discovered that the jellyfish go through periods of inactivity at night, only pulsing about 39 times per minute, compared to about 58 times per minute during the day. So they do. They do sleep at night. They don't sleep at they don't swim at they do swim at night. Wait. Yeah, they do swim at night. They don't swim as much as they swim during the day, but they can swim at night. This title's a lie. That's complete bullshit. How dare they lie to me like that? Jellyfish can't swim in the night, even though they can. This follows a girl who spends her nights in wandering Shibuya, a place overflowing with identity. I know that because I played The World Ends With You. Unable to become anyone, the girl's life begins to change following a special encounter. It's an original show, and that's all that I know about it. Well, the OP is by Kanoe Rana, who, so far, as far as I know about this band, they've only done immense bangers that I love. Where are they? Where's their page? This band or singer or whatever it is, that she did the Inspector OP last year. And then there was another OP. It might have been from Tear Moon Kingdom, or maybe it was from Helk, but I remember hearing another song that she did in anime, and I really liked it. So, that's cool. Takeshita Ryohei is the Hokago no Breath. Hokago Tea Time. Oh, this guy directed Paldean. That's what this is? What the? I would have never guessed that. Why is it called Hokago no Breath in Japanese, but it's Paldean Winds in English? Is Hokago the region? Is that the name of the region in like Japanese? Is that what they call it? Is that why? Let's see what else. Hang on, I'm gonna switch chairs real quick because I'm really uncomfortable in this. It's ironic. I have this box chair right here because it's usually more comfy. This will only take a second. But I'm like melting in it, and my back is just fucking dying. Time to sit in a real chair. Except I almost fucked everything up because there are cords under it, and I just rolled them. Hang on. Get a good stretch here. You wanna do a little stretch that'll like really help your back and your posture a little bit? For real, this is super helpful. All right, like it's best to do this against a wall or something, but like you kind of like just turn, and then what you do is take your right arm up, and then your left leg out, and you kind of like pull them back at the same time, and you'll get a really good stretch in your lower back with like those flexors and your hips. and then do it for the other side. Do it a few times. It feels awesome every time. All right. What was I talking about? This thing, whatever. Well, okay. So there was no information about the synopsis, so I guess I just have to watch a PV. Hang on, can I get a sub PV, please? Here we go. I have no idea how to feel about that. It's Doga Kobo, so it will be a very well polished anime. It will be very well presented, I'm sure. That PV was like really all over the place, and it didn't really give me much of an impression of what the show like is about or what it's going to be like. I really have no idea. I honestly think this is just going to be a case where I'm just going to try it just to see, and I'll just go from there. The fact that it's original kind of like makes me interested in it, at least more than I guess the average show, and also that it's going to be Doga Kobo, so it'll like look nice and all. So I'll at least say that about it. So all right, Re-Monster. Monster wasn't good enough, so now we have Re-Monster. We get a redo of Monster. Monster is coming back. We just got Pluto, his other manga, so now we got a new Monster. By Studio Dean. Wow, Studio Dean's still around. They're still getting stuff done. Good for them. Tomokui Kanata has been reincarnated into the weakest goblin named Gobaro, which is one of the goblin names in Slime, reincarnated as a slime. After having undergone an unfortunate death, Gobaro has retained his previous life's memories and unusual evolution, as well as becoming strong enough to gain status boost from eating. In this alternate world of survival in the fittest, events unfold with competent subordinates and comrades. Yeah, cool. And that's nice. Yeah, he looks like a goblin. These look not good. There are more goblin characters. Just watch Slime through. Just watch Reincarnated as a slime, and I'm sure whatever this show is doing, it's in that show. So yeah, I think I'm good there. Seiyu Radio no Uramote: The Many Sides of Voice Actor Radio. Now this could be cool. This could be interesting. Yuhi Yugure and Yasumi Utatane, two high school voice actresses who just happened to attend the same school and coincidentally got placed in the same class, are the two hosts of a radio weekly program. As fellow classmates and fellow voice actresses, they show the listeners their great friendship, at least on the surface. In reality, the Kwayako Chika and the Gyaru Yumiko are complete opposites, and they absolutely cannot stand each other. Off-air, chaos and insults erupt. On-air, they were the best of friends. Just where will this tumultuous relationship take them? CMCH. That sounds fun. I'm into the medium of radio and voice acting, and you know, actually, I've always been kind of interested in things like this, where like performers kind of get together and they, you know, do stuff together and it seems great, but then behind the scenes they're just like, yeah, we're not into each other. Like maybe this is inspired by Cheech and Chong or something. Because Cheech and Chong would always say, like, yeah, we were like never friends with each other. Like we would do our thing together and that was fine, but we didn't like hang out or anything. So maybe that's what this is. That could be fun. That could be good. Like Mythbusters. Yeah, Mythbusters is another one. Yeah, those guys didn't really like each other that much. This guy is this is directed by the guy who's directing Danmachi. Yippee. I don't know. I like the idea of this enough to be interested in it. I'll give it a try. That could be nothing, but it could be something. The Fable. Fable is a legendary hitman who has completed numerous jobs for a variety of clients. After concluding his latest assignment, the number of people he has recently killed becomes too high, and Fable is ordered by his boss to lay low for a year. He suggested that having to adapt to life as an ordinary citizen might prove a valuable experience for his future work. Fable is to be accompanied by the woman who acts as his driver, and the two will assume new identities as siblings. However, their boss warns them that they will both face a deadly punishment if Fable kills anyone during his time off. Thus begins Akira and Yoko Sato's joint one-year sabbatical from the underworld. The cool-looking manga with an ad-looking adaptation, huh? Wow, wait, what? Okay, this is a complete manga with 240 chapters. People really liked this when it was... I've never heard of this. Never, ever heard of this, but 43,000 members and a good score. And then, yeah, it does have this, like, very gritty, realistic-looking style that does not look like it's being done a lot of justice here. They gave it to Tezuka Productions, which, you know, used to start as a studio that would focus on making, you know, Osamu Tezuka adaptations, and has just simply become some random generic seasonal factory. So there's that. Ali is doing the OP, so people will definitely be into that. I think this guy has done lots of, like, yeah, this guy's done, like, Blackjack, and, yeah, like, he's done Tezuka stuff. But this doesn't, featuring Hanya, whoever that is. Yeah, I'll just check this out real quick. There's literally no animation in this trailer. It doesn't look good. Yeah, this looks like a very cheap adaptation of a manga that's probably way better than that, so that's unfortunate. Sorry to the fans of this series. You know, can't win them all, so there's that. I'll just skip that and read the manga if I ever have time. Vampire Dormitory. Mito Yamamoto is a beautiful man. Yeah, Way of the House Punishment flashbacks is definitely true. That's like a genre of that must be like a new thing. That must be like a genre of thing right there. Like tough guy doing everyday normal stuff. Hinamatsuri was kind of like that. Mito Yamamoto is a beautiful man, so much so that women swarm the restaurant he works at daily. When the restaurant owner decides that he has had enough, he fires Mito, leaving him unemployed and with no place to call home. Wow, what a dick. Well, there are too many women in my restaurant. I just can't have that. It's like that Death Grip song where he goes, "Too many hoes in my motherfucking meal. Asking if I know how a motherfucker feels." Soon after, Mito happens upon a cafe and receives a cut on the hand from broken glass. A strange man named Ruka Saotome takes Mito aside to presumably tend to the injury, but instead he licks away Mito's blood, remarking that it tastes disgusting before asking Mito to leave. Later that night, Mito accidentally slips off the roof of a building and is caught by Ruka, who reveals himself to be a vampire. Yeah, I hate it when that happens. I just accidentally fall off buildings occasionally. Thank God this vampire was here to save me. Ruka explains that the man's blood tastes disgusting, and the blood of something unloved has an even worse flavor. However, Ruka cannot drink from girls, so he has been looking for a beautiful boy to become his thrall. He proposes that Mito fills this role and that he allows Ruka's affections to ripen his blood. Mito accepts and begins living with Ruka in the Hijirigaoka Boys Academy dormitory. However, there is just one problem in all of this. Mito's actually a girl! Major plot twist! That last sentence was a bombshell right there. I'm like, wow, this is some insane major boys love stuff right here and then. Are you shitting me? Oh my god, it's... What the fuck are you doing on this? It's the Happy Sugar Life director on this. That doesn't mean anything anymore, unfortunately. This guy had one good show. But I still sometimes want to believe. Alright, let's see. What? You know, this isn't the first time I've seen a character design kind of like this, with like really bright, shiny hair, even though it's also dark at the top. And it's like, why design a character like that? Stop doing that, please. I'm getting weird Renai Flops vibes from this, of all things, and I don't want to have Renai Flops vibes about anything. Do not Google the dog from Renai Flops. Every time I see a show directed by Nobuyushi Nagayama, I'm just like, how did this motherfucker direct Happy Sugar Life? How did that happen? How did, like, the most creative show that I've seen in the last several years, well, not really actually, but still, one of the most creative and ambitious shows I've ever seen in the last several years, get directed by this guy who has only gone on to direct, like, dog shit ever since then? How did that happen? Why is this the world that I live in? I don't get it. How do those things happen? I'm not watching that. It doesn't seem like it appeals to me at all, and it just doesn't look very good in general. Tadaima, okaeri. That means something, I forgot what. Welcome home? That means welcome home, right? Masaki Fujiyoshi is a stay-at-home spouse and parent. He has fought long and hard with feelings of being a burden to his loving husband. Okay. Sure, cool. That took me by... Okay. Hiromu, due to his status as an Omega, a secondary gender, allowing one to give birth regardless of if they are male or female. What? And the difficulty they face to achieve this domesticity. When their son Hikari was born, the family moved to an area better suited for raising children. Is that an actual thing, or is this like a fantasy world? That's a legitimate question, by the way. I've never, like, I don't know much about this. This is all, like, taking me by surprise. Hikari is now nearing his second birthday, and he and his parents are forging meaningful bonds with those around them. My eyes are, like, fucking blurry because I'm just dying looking at this screen right now, and I'm so tired. These include the beta college student living next door, Yuki, to whom Hikari has become rather attached to. Hiromu's friend from work, Matsuo, and the mysterious single dad seen wandering around the park. Despite their newfound domestic bliss, the family's ties to their past are in tatters. There are people they left behind to pursue the creation of their happy family, and when they begin to return, Masaki and Hiromu aren't quite sure they have good intentions. Is the Omegaverse becoming a reality? This seems like a very unusual LGBTQ plus series, which is cool. Good for them on that, I guess. Yeah. Omegaverse project. Panic, what the fuck? You were right. Panic, it's real. The Omegaverse is real, Panic. How did you know? What is your knowledge? Omega X Alpha, the realm of the Omegaverse manga? I legit Omegaverse only. I really feel like it's a subgenre of erotic fiction. Okay. I'll just be honest, I do not really know what's going on here. There is clearly some lack of understanding that I have for this. But I respect its existence. So maybe in another time I will come to know more about what's going on with this series. And maybe I'll hear that this is really good. And if so, cool, I'll try it out. Or someone will educate me on it. Right now, I am too tired to deal with this. So I'm moving on. Girls band Cry. Hell yeah. I can already tell this has a lot of potential. The main character drops out of high school in her second year and aims at entering a university while working alone in Tokyo. A girl is betrayed by her friends and doesn't know what to do. Another girl is abandoned by her parents and tries to survive in the city by doing part-time jobs. This world lets us down all the time. Nothing goes as planned. Omega males give birth from their asses. Maybe I didn't need to know that. Maybe I would have been better off not knowing about that, actually. We all want something that we can continue to like. We believe there's a place where we belong. That's why we sing. Source official YouTube. This is a YouTube channel. Is this a Bang Dream spinoff? Or is this just like a brand new thing that's kind of like Bang Dream? An original anime produced by Toei Animation. Okay, so this seems like it's going to be a gacha. It's actually got detailed descriptions about the characters, which is interesting. Also, wait, it's also got complete rookie actresses or performers or whoever who are all using stage names, which is interesting. Okay. Some of these are born in like the mid 2000s, and that's a thing now. One of them was born in November 7th, 2003. It's like now I'm seeing adults that were born when I had conscious memories as a child. Wow. All right. I'll just look at this. I don't really think I'm going to get much out of it, though. It seems like this is going to be a gacha eventually. Like Bang Dream. Actually, I don't think I need to see more of this. I think I'm good. Yeah, I think I was right. It's probably... Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely going to be some kind of idol vibe. It's probably going to be a gacha eventually. I feel like they just want to do Bang Dream. Alright, I think we're like just about done finally, thank God. Viral hit, Kenka Dokugaku. Bullied by his classmates and popular YouTube streamer Pakgo, Yu Hobin spends his high school days suffering from humiliation and abuse. His troubles do not end there, though. Outside of school, Hobin slaves away at a part-time job to pay for his mother's hospital bills. One day, Hobin accidentally spills ramen on Pakgo's cameraman, Woo Jikase Jihyuk. This is a Korean series. Tripping over a cord and disconnecting the other boy from his gaming stream. Finally fed up with his miserable lifestyle, Hobin fights back and ends up in a pathetic brawl with Jikasai. The next morning, it is revealed that the camera from Jikai's stream had been recording the two boys' entire embarrassing fight. Moreover, the footage was accidentally uploaded to YouTube and has gone viral overnight, earning Hobin a whopping 10 million won from viewership. Drawn to the money YouTube streaming can offer him and his mother, Hobin works together with the unlikely ally Jikasai to produce more videos of him fighting and see how far YouTube streaming can take them. Taking on bullies like Pakgo and other seemingly unsurpassable opponents, Hobin will either rise to the top of the streaming world or finally meet a foe he cannot outsmart. Alrighty. Massive the Rampage is doing the OP for this. Finally, someone is courageous enough to fight Maximum the Hormone. This looks like a very low quality series. I can already tell. It's giving me that. It's giving me those Chinese. Wait, this actually probably is Chinese, isn't it? I said it was Korean. That's probably not. No, this looks like it is Korean. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Also, hi Yami. Hey, sorry, I gotta empty the washing machine. I'll do that in like half an hour. Sorry, I'll let you know when I'm done. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm just gonna skip that. Shimatsu trained Doko Iku, trained to the end of the world. A certain town in the suburbs. This was not an ordinary countryside that you would find anywhere. The residents were experiencing a strange phenomenon, but even so, Shizuru Chikura held a strong desire. She wanted to see her missing friends again. Shizuru and her friends venture out into the world outside, taking an abandoned and motionless train, not knowing if they will make it back alive. What awaits them at the last stop of this running doomsday train? Who knows? It comes out tomorrow, though, so we'll find out. Or maybe technically it's today, because April 1st. Yeah. That's cool. Anything? Oh, wait, I like her design. She's cute. This is an original by EMT Square, directed by who? The guy who's directing Girls in Panzer and did Prison School and the GOAT anime of all time, Mayuika and Shirobako. Wait, hang on. Wait, this could be good. Hang on a sec. Wait a second. That looked good. That looked good. This is at the bottom of the chart, but that looked good. I'm planning to watch that. The animation, you know, EMT Squared is this very odd studio where, like, they don't make good shows, but you'll find that they have surprisingly good production values a lot of the time. At least that was my experience from what little I've seen of them. Like, Assassin's Pride was actually not that bad and had, like, surprisingly decent production. Renai Bokun, I loved that show. They're a very odd kind of studio, but like there are a lot worse studios out there, it seems. And then they've got the Shirobako director, who's, you know, doing some really good stuff over there. Yeah, this might be a little hidden gem right here. This looks like it's pretty good. Hi, has your new platinum card arrived? You can activate your card in the Capital One mobile app now. Thank you. Oh, the Royals game started. God, I thought I was going to be done with this in like 2 hours. As usual, that has not happened. All right, Astronaut. Takumi, a gifted chef, was just let go from his job. He lands a gig at an old boarding house called the Astro So, but hesitates to accept after learning he must also live there full time. That is until he meets the beautiful and charming caretaker Mira, and he is sold. The two begin to work together and their connection deepens, but Mira has a secret. She is not from this world. Wow, that makes her even hotter. Why? Wait, what? What? Hang on. This is looking a little strange. Who's the character designer? Chief animation director and original character design. 2 guys. This guy directed the character designs for Carol and Tuesday. Okay, that's why I recognize it in a weird way. And then animation director for some Jiko Kuraku stuff. Mostly that's it. I'm like, there's something about her face that's weird. Yeah, I definitely... Yeah, this is definitely... Yeah, this is totally Carol and Tuesday vibes. Dan, remember Carol and Tuesday? Remember when I made a video about Carol and Tuesday? Oh my, wait, this thumbnail is hilarious. You know what? You know what? Sure, why not? I'll give it a try. It looked fun. It looked alright. Who's the Studio Telecom, who's a mixed bag, generally. Yeah, I never really know what to expect with these guys. 2 directors. First one has done nothing that I would really know or care about. He did 91 Days, not to be confused with 91 Days. just to be clear, not to be confused with the anime called 91 Days, although it's related. This guy directed... Oh, wow, he's the director of Gintama. Oh. Yeah, this is a potential banger. This is a potential banger. Wait, we've got some hidden gems in this season. Some hidden gems that are original anime. Is this going to be a strong season for originals? No one's looking at these, but yeah, this and the train show are actually looking good. Okay. All right. Henji no Salad Bowl. Salad Bowl of Eccentrics. I feel like I've heard of this for some reason. All right, Sosuke. Let's read the. Okay, I thought I would have a longer synopsis in there. Sosuke Kaburaya, an impoverished detective, meets Sarah, a princess from another world with magical powers. They start living together, and Sarah quickly adjusts her life to modern Japan. Well, that's exciting, isn't it? Wait, I like this goth-looking chick. never mind. Not quite as much as I thought. But it's something, I guess. Not really interested in the voice actresses, but I'll watch this. Alright, I can't tell what's going on. There isn't enough for me to like. Wow, I just immediately paused that completely. That's hilarious. There isn't really enough for me to get anything out of this, but also like not enough to not get anything out of. So I'm just like neutral on this. I'll just say maybe this will be fine, but I'll just have to see sometime later. Yeah, light novel no one's reading. It could be good, it could be nothing. I'll find out maybe eventually. High Speed Etoile, whatever. In the near future, a next generation racing event called Next Race is announced, changing the world of racing. New technology has been made to race at over 500 kilometers safe, changing racing on a world stage completely. Rin Rindo, who once dreamed of being a ballet dancer, had given up her dream due to an injury, became a NEET, and lives with her grandmother. However, one day she's suddenly thrown into the world of next generation racing. You know, that seems like it could be kind of fun, but it's probably just like a cheap original. Probably with intentions of being a gacha. These character designs, yeah, these character designs are like too elaborately designed to be just like some random thing. This is going to be a big project. Who's the character designer for Nanoha? Nanoha and Nejima. They still looked more detailed than I expected. It's probably going to be nothing. I think I'm just going to skip that. Karasu wa Aruji wo Erabanai. The story is set in an alternate world called Yamauchi, ruled by the Yatagarusu, whatever. God, I can't read right now. Who are able to transform between human and crow forms, like Itachi from Naruto Shippuden. Yukida, a beautiful and eccentric Yatagarasu boy, is chosen to serve the young prince. While encountering various events in the conspiracy-filled imperial court, he forms a strange master-servant relationship with the young prince. Okay, cool. It's a novel adaptation. Saucy Dog is doing the OP. Look at that. It's Saucy Dog. Very cool. I don't know who that is. I just like saying Saucy Dog. Yeah, I don't really know. It's the director of Yudu Camp Triangle. Wow, look at that. Crazy. He's making a triangle with his hands. Dude, this is my guy right here. That's hilarious. I don't know. I'll try this, I guess.
若宮殿下はただの金羽ではない。誠の金羽と言われている。
Yeah, this looks pretty bad. Illuminati camp, that's what it is, yeah. Yeah, this looks... Oh, it's Studio Piero, wow. I haven't seen Piero's name in a while. I don't feel like. Whatever. Yeah, then, no thanks. Probably bad. Bokyaku Battery. Oblivion Battery. Ooh. It's a story about a famous baseball battery consisting of a genius pitcher Haruka Kiyomine and skilled catcher Kei Kaname, who was also known as the General. During their senior league days, they were talented enough to not only win, but also crush the hopes and dreams of many junior high school players that they played against. However, Kaname lost his memory, and the two entered Kotasashi High School, a no-name public high school. In the same school, they meet several talented players who had quit baseball after playing against them in junior high. This is the story of their coming together in a newly established baseball club to play baseball again. Well, that sounds fun. I like baseball, and I like baseball anime, even though I never watched them. Miss Green Apple is doing the OP. That's pretty cool. This guy did a lot of Chainsaw Man stuff, and some JJK stuff, and some Gridman stuff, and like this is a Trigger guy, or at least worked for Trigger for a little bit. This guy's done like good stuff, and he's directing this. Wait, is this gonna be a good show? This late into the season? This deep into the chart? Is it it's a manga. Wait, there's an alternative version. There's an ONA that was released a few years ago, actually. What? It's a little weird. Huh. Wow, this is a lot. I'll just do the OP version. Why not? I don't know. I can't really tell much about what they're doing, but you know what? I'll just watch it for the baseball. Why the hell not? 'Tis the season, after all. Not like I'm getting much enjoyment out of Royals baseball right now. What are they doing? Are they dead yet? Holy shit, we're kicking the shit out of them. Really, the one time I'm not watching them, we're kicking their asses. Alright, cool. Like, I don't have feelings, dude. I'm not missing out on anything. Token Ranbu Kai, Kyoden Moto blah 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 blah. It's a Token Ranbu thing. Token Ranbu is a card game series, I think. And it's had some various anime adaptations in some forms here and there. Nothing that I am interested in. I actually remember trying to watch the UFO Table Token Ranbu when that came out, because it was like, UFO Table, yay! And I was like, wow, this is really goddamn boring. So that was about it for that. So, no thanks to that. Tonari no Yokai-san. Yokai Watch. Our cat might be turning into a Nekomata. A rural town where yokai people and gods live normal everyday lives mixed in with a bit of warmth and occasional mystery. One summer, the 20-year-old cat Buchio suddenly evolves into a Nekomata. What is a Nekomata? I don't know what a Nekomata is. Cat yokai described in Japanese folklore. Cool! Questioning the reason for his evolution, he sets out to learn more about transformation, together with the transforming Kitsune Yuri. Mu-chan spies on the crow Tengu Jiro as he performs his Tengu duties, and begins to see Jiro in a new light. At the same time, rumors of an unfortunate Nue begin to spread. This seems like it would be like a short. I feel like we're finally in short territory. But, yeah, it's probably, it exists. It's probably funny or whatever. That's all I've got though. There's a new Idol Master, Rainkai, something about bicycling, bicycle. I am in short territory. I'm only 5'9". I'm such a fucking manlet, dude. It's embarrassing. This is why I don't go outside. This is why I don't get any bitches. Yeah. All right, bicycle thing, cool. There are like 80 seasons of Yowamushi Pedal I could watch instead of that. Ui Tonbo! What's this? Protagonist lost her parents in a car accident when she was young and raised by her grandfather. Fisherman, she learns to play golf. That's a golf anime. There are 2 seasons of Birdie Wing that I could watch instead of this, so there's that as well. It is by OLM, which is a good studio that has fantastic production. Watch this actually be something that rises up and people are like, whoa, no one's looking at this show. No one's watching this, but it's really good. That I actually could see that happening. Even wow, this guy's only directed Beyblade stuff. Maybe it's actually more of a kids thing, because OLM also does lots of kids stuff. Who the hell knows though? All right, Nijion Animation 2. I didn't know there was a Nijion Animation 1. It's a Love Life thing. Okay, cool. Himitsu no Appri. Is this a Pretty Cure or something? Prepara? Pretty Rhythm? What? No, it's not Precure. Okay, it's something pre, but yeah, sure. And then Shadowverse Flame. Shadowverse, it's a card game thing. That's right. And then Shibuya Hachi. Dog. Oh, this is about like the Hachiko statue. That's what this is. I've played The World Ends With You. I know what that is. That's right. Well, I'm not a fake fan. I'm not a fan of it at all. You bozo. Okay, and that's about it for all that stuff. There's a Kengan Ashura thing going on with Baki, so that's cool. Things. see. Saint Seiya thing. Okay. Bocchi the... Oh, wait. I forgot. I'm like, whoa, Bocchi the Rock movie. And I realized, wait, that's the recap movie. Duh. I will say, Bocchi the Rock has... They're geniuses for this. So... They're doing 2 compilation movies for Bocchi the Rock. The first one is titled Bocchi the Rock Re or whatever, and then the second one is titled Bocchi the Rock Re. And the reason why that's so funny is because the members of the band, the 4 main characters of Bocchi the Rock, they're named after Asian Kung Fu Generation, and Re is an Asian Kung Fu Generation song. It's actually the OP for Erased. Crazy enough. So it's a very famous AFKG song. So that's pretty cool. There's a Uma Musume movie. Ooh, a Code Geass movie? Or project? This doesn't look like Code Geass. What the fuck is this? This looks like a... What? This is Code Geass? What the fuck is this shit? This doesn't look like Code Geass. What? Okay. Whatever. I think everyone kind of like gave up on Code Geass. Oh, Look Back is getting an adaptation. A one shot by Fujimoto. Right? Yeah. So that's cool. Directed by Kiyotaka Oshiyama. That's super cool. This is the director of Flip Flappers, and he's also lately he's become one of my favorite Pokemon TCG artists. Like legit, this guy does Pokemon card illustrations, and they're awesome. I didn't know he was doing that, so that will probably be a massive banger right there. And that looks like all of the stuff worth noting. Okay. Oh, and there's also a spin-off series of Blue Lock. Okay, or like an OVA of Blue Lock. Whatever, cool. Blue Lock is great. Alright, I'm fucking done, finally. Jesus Christ. Once again, I said I don't want to spend 3 hours doing this, and I spent 3.5 hours doing this. Alright, so, Alright, what do we got? I've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16 shows. That's a decent amount for a season, especially a big season like this. Konosuba 3 looks fantastic. Looks like Konosuba's finally back for real. Slime Season 3, which I won't be able to watch right now because I have to watch the rest of Season 2 still. Kaiju number 8 looks good. Big property, so cool. Yuta Camp Season 3, just nice. Wish it was in a different season, though. What was this? The Go-Go Loser Ranger? Yeah, this looks pretty funny. Hibike Season 3, just super stoked for that to come out. Windbreaker looks like Tokyo Revengers, but not terrible. Unnamed Memory. What was this one? Oh yeah, the Azure Witch show that I kind of gave a small chance to, even though I wish I was more into it. Yozakura Family looks pretty dope. What was this one? I've already forgotten all of these shows. Reincarnated Oh yeah, the Appraisal show. Yeah, this one like seemed terrible on paper, but then looking at it actually seemed like it might have potential. The Book Clerk show with the awesome character designs looks like a really like Dark Horse this season. And then Jellyfish Can't Swim, originally animated by Doga Kobo. Not really sure, but it looks really good at the very least. Like, looks good visually. Seiyu Radio, really like the premise of this one. This looks like it'll be fun. And Train to the End of the World by the Shirobako director. Looks like it'll be just like this is getting totally slept on right now. Astronaut also looks like a potential banger. With really good staff, and then this baseball show that I just sort of added at the very end. Yeah, that's all I've got. That's 16 shows. This looks like it'll be a pretty fun season. Very sequel heavy, but you know, big seasons like this tend to be sequel heavy. But you know, the sequels that I'm really excited for, like Konosuba and Hibike at the same time. Are you kidding me? This is all I need. This is what I live for. That's why I'm doing this. So I am looking forward to watching all of this stuff. All right, I'm going to go do something else with my life right now because I'm tired of talking about anime. In fact, I'm talking about tired in general. That's what I was just trying to say. I just about said that. I am tired of talking in general, so I'm going to rest my voice before my throat fucking dissolves into dust. So everybody who checked out the stream, thanks for checking it out. Thanks for laughing with me at some of these character designs. I still can't get over that one show with those designs. Holy shit. I'm going to have to like clip that and post that on Twitter just to advertise it. That was insane. And anybody who's watching this on YouTube much later, thanks for checking this out as well. Let me know what you're watching in the comments or anything. And check out Tokyo Podfathers later this month for me talking about how these shows actually are when I actually do watch them. See ya!